Murder, murder, murder. Hey, everyone.
Oh,
That's the
there
wrong
it is.
scene.
Oh, Glenn, your health bar.
It's the other scene.
No!
Oh no.
There he is.
Oh, Paul, your health bar. Or John, your health bar.
He's weak.
Why is he weak? Oh, because of the sub.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it was.
That's fine. Totally don't just rebirth me. It's okay. Stronger than ever before. Hi!
Hi, everyone. We're back again.
Welcome,
Just like
welcome.
you did to Adrian.
No, it's fine.
It's fine. It's totally fine. Perfectly ominous, creepy music.
Isn't it always?
Adrian's dead.
Mm-hmm.
We killed him.
Is he dead or is he just not here?
I did it with my own hand.
Doesn't mean anything. Nothing's safe.
Mm-mm. No, we're all cursed.
Anyway, we're here for the city of Oshuamp. We're going to introduce ourselves, and then John's going to do the recap, and then we're going to pop into the action for some more spooky fun. Always, I am Don, and in this one I play Ether.
I'm Paul and I play Felix.
I'm Glenn, I play Vorst, and I'm over here tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Sarah, and I play Ritora.
And I'm DJ, and I play Nesgrim.
And I'm John, the Dungeon Master for the city of Oshuamp. Well, last time our conversation
He said
picked
the
up
thing.
back in the midst with Iris, telling her a great many deal of things, including our time in the desecrated chapel, horrifying things that we found in there, spooky poem. We talked more about the poem itself. We talked about souls and whether or not souls exist, because Iris doesn't believe in things that she can't evidentially approve. We talked about the prophecy. We asked about the timeline in which she was gifted the prophecy, in which the other person, who she still refuses to name, did dictate it, and then she scribed for it. We talked about the ordering and delivering of one good, delicious Nesgrim here in the city of Oshuamp by a person who we still don't know placed said order. We talked about the crusade from Ostador approximately 1,000 years ago, in which the city was actually found to be unoccupied and already sacked. The orcs had destroyed it and abandoned it, leaving very little behind outside of ruinous buildings. Iris equates this with the desecrated cathedral that our friends had previously explored. We then confirmed that Camilla was one of the people in Ostador's brigade, Ostador having been the dictation of the Blessed, and Camilla, this person, was dictated as the White Bone. Instead of Camilla, who was Oshuamp's lover, or not Oshuamp's lover, Ostador's lover. Unless she married the city! Oh, I like that.
It's just like a captain marrying the sea. It's fine.
Me first, love be the sea.
Say, Nesgrim, you're a fine girl.
Camilla, instead of staying with Ostador, chose to go out into the woods to the west of the city to be able to find a location to settle her tribe. Ostador felt betrayed and instead chose to remain in Oshuamp to oversee its reconstruction. Nesgrim talks again about his backstory because it matters to literally every NPC that we speak with. They're always going to have something to give insight for about Nesgrim because he's a good, pure boy. It's fine. She calls you a bastard. Says that you probably actually weren't ever born pure, that you were in fact born impure, and that there was something inside of you. She doesn't understand why the orcs in Rarfleet simply did not sacrifice you on the sand to the shamans, and reminds you that maybe something is super scary about your nature, and that the orcs were even afraid of you. It's fine. We also, again, brought up the idea of unholy trinkets, unholy rituals, deeds and things that can be done to, serve as worship towards some other kind of eldritch horror entity. Sarah has no experience with that. Very weird. Please, no one else touch the dagger. That contract is kind of already, I guess, pursued by Ritora.
Yeah, don't step on my toes.
Yeah, it's fine. She's got it. Everything's under control. We talk about the group that went before Ostador's into the Hostdrukar, a dwarven city that was lost in the woods up north. They died really badly in the woods. No one wants to talk about it. There's a memorial up there. I'm sure we'll get to it eventually. Iris tells you that the seers, the individuals who do have these gifted visions, are in fact hunted and their identities are protected, so this way they're not found. The grasping vine is called to be a protector. Greed and malice are not individuals. This is all about the prophetic poem. The Coronet of Wrath is confirmed to be an artifact. Elsith is the name of the Chosen, and the Bountiful is named Tursi. These are all individuals from the Dawn calendar in the Age of Reclamation. Iris tells them that the 2 lines about Mother Misery are not part of the prophecy and were engraved by different individuals because she didn't write that. Camilla didn't actually kill Ostador. The whole joke of a bone dagger is something that seems to just be a sense of humor here in the city. Killing people with bone daggers. We just talk about that kind of stuff. Makes Don fit in. It makes you fit in now really well because you're the one who did it! Yay!
Somehow I fit in the most and the least.
It's fine.
Oops.
Ostador died of a broken heart. We give the other pieces of the prophecy that Iris had written when she was given it by another wonderful individual. We eventually equate Aether with the idea of sanctuary because of his belief in the ability to harbor souls. He recalls that he found Malo about a year ago near the first of Elsith. Little history exists about the Dawn Heroes. We don't really have much about that. Yalomlo says that he's kind of sorry about overly zealously experimenting with your hand, but, is concerned. It's fine. Delawin, when he left the Inner Sanctum, that's when Adrian started to go even more crazy. He saw the face of the true face of the Defiled, called it his winter wolf, and asked that she eat him so that he may be born again. That's also fine. It's fine. The lands north of the Fell Rast, we confirm, is called the Voraut, meaning stand in the north. We recall the days of the White Howl and the assault on Aether's hometown, Howtowno. Great name.
Thank you.
And we ask about Cole and Corva, who are 2 of the Dawn heroes, respectively named the Frozen Fang and the Cold One, because the Cold One and Frozen Fang were also mentioned in the poem that Iris dictates to us. We leave because Iris gets real fucking worried as soon as that gets brought up. Vorse communicates with her. She says to 2 different people, that she does not want to talk in front of someone. It's fine. The Dawn War left these strange fragments of Ancient Ones behind. Aether recalls the bones outside of the city that are enormous and effectively invulnerable. They can't be destroyed. He's tried to take fragments and cannot penetrate the bone. The bone is too hard.
I did see them on the caravan ride in, right?
No, they're on the north side of the city.
Gotcha.
You entered in from the south side of the city. Felix says he has something private to give her. And Vorst escorts Felix downstairs.
It was a gift.
Yeah, it was a gift. Vorst asks some pertinent things about things that he knows, things that I won't tell the other players because that's cheating. Felix asks some things about Felix stuff, and I won't tell the players because that's also cheating. Those 2 conversations are private. Iris leaves. Felix and Vorst rejoin everyone, and we make the decision to go get Nesgrim's armor repaired at long last, and then to go seek out Naivara, which is the recommendation of Vorst, through Iris. We head over to one of my actual favorite men, Christian Hammerhand, the blacksmith up in the north area of the city of the Enchanted Forge, and he's standing there smacking some kind of sword with a hammer and just swearing profusely. We quickly realize that he's not the expert artisanal smith that everyone thought he was, and we leave him with a dagger to experiment with before we give him Nesgrim's armor to repair. The important thing, though, is Christian does indeed tell all of you that Arthur pays him consistently for his services, despite being constantly mugged, even though it's actually just business for 40 years. It's fine. We leave. Yalumlo splits off because Lawrence is on vacation, so Yalumlo goes to handle some Yalumlo things. We're going to work that out and have a great time. Very good. And the rest of the party goes to the southwest corner, into Vagrant's Corner, right by Aether's shop, on Grave Robbers Road. Still love that name, because it's just you.
It's just me.
It's
I
just
also
you.
realized the hometown name I gave you sounds like Helltown, so that's fun. I made that one up,
Thanks,
so
buddy.
you're welcome.
Thank you.
I got
Thank you
a-
so much.
Helltown.
Hot to know.
Didn't realize that's what
No, when you spelled it, that was the first thing I thought of. Is that
I'm from
H-E-L.
Helltown O. Yeah, you are.
You're from Helltown.
Did not think about
thanks,
it until
Don.
you said it.
Give me the Raven. Give me Helltown.
I gave you a lot.
You
I didn't
did.
even mean to.
It's a good time. We arrive at the Cursed Eye, which is the name of Naivara's shop, not remotely conspicuous there. Just hidden in plain sight, evidently, quite literally, Cursed Eye. We go inside of the tent. We find her sitting, rocking in a very large rocking chair. very nice looking red robes. Nesgrim falls in love all over again. She takes another big gulp from her goblet of very odorous, gasoline-smelling red wine. And yeah, we have a very intriguing beginning of a conversation with Naivara, as she seems clearly bewildered, befuddled, confused, as though this memory of these people is not something that she currently possesses. She speaks in a much more, I guess, monotone way, and almost distant, as though she's not really whatsoever certain about what is going on. We recognize that there currently aren't any things in her shop. It's just the counter and her on her rocking chair. Also totally fine. When she talks about being given this wine when she has a bad day, we ask who gives her. She says a dragon, and then she spreads her arms and softly roars in the face of all of our people. Again, very normal behavior. We see the tattoos of black, dark scales ascending both arms down towards the shoulder blade. She roars in our face. Ether asks if she sees dragons or has seen a dragon, and she recoils in horror and continually says, no, 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 no. It's totally fine. She, while she is afraid, spills wine on herself all over her chest. Ritora asks to take the wine. She gifts it to her, stands, and in a panic recognizes, I've made a mess, and turns around and begins to clean her robes and remove part of the upper portion. And we see on her back a very large tattoo of a shredded, decrepit black dragon wing. And then she turns and looks towards everybody once more and says, I've made a mess, and falls behind the counter very quickly, in a rush, as though she is gone.
Dead drop.
And Ether, you did say, I want to lean over her counter to look at her. Right?
I did.
You did.
I'm pretty sure I did.
You did.
I think
wrote,
that might have been a mistake.
Ether begins to lean over, ... So, we'll say that you place your hands on the counter here, and you elevate yourself slightly to look over and lean to look down at Naivara.
Uh-huh.
You see her in effectively like a puddle. Think about like a human being just in a mess on the ground, arms splayed out to the side. You see her shaking, and you hear soft sobs. I've made a mess! I've made a mess! I've made a mess!
I'm gonna go around the counter.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I mean, all of you hear this voice echoing out from the area behind the counter.
Might need some help over here.
Gonna rush
I'll come
around.
around the counter.
Also,
Put her robe back on her.
you stand on the other side of the counter. How about you, Felix?
I'm gonna listen, but I'm gonna continue to look at the nothingness that is the shop.
Yeah, it feels incredibly vacant to you. There are areas in which there are shelves on small little bookcases on either side, but they're all empty. So, there were
dusty?
things here. No, they're not dusty. It looks as though there were things here and that there simply are not things here right now. I will say the three of you, as you walk around the counter to gather around her, make perception checks.
I'm gonna hand the drink off to Nesgrim.
So you quickly hand him the goblet.
Natural 20.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20?
11.
11. So I will say, you'll be informed of these things as these are happening, but I will say that the two of you see that as she is sprawled out here on the ground and in a state of zealous panic, she is flailing wildly. It doesn't look like she's making intentional movements. There's no, like, consistency to them. But as she's moving and kicking with her legs, you see the height of her robes ascending up her legs, and you realize that she doesn't have anything on underneath the robe. So you see, like, higher up her, like, knee and then into her thigh on both legs. And I will tell you that on her right leg, on her thigh, you see this twisted, angular, curved tree with branches that ascend up the thigh. The tree looks like it's rotting and looks like there is what could... you nat 20. I'm going to tell you outright because you nat 20. You see that there are holes that would look like they were occupied by creatures that form a face. Think about, I'll give you the classic Boo face, where it is the enormous oval eyes and the enormous oval-shaped screaming mouth in the center of this massive, twisted, curved tree trunk with rotting branches that ascend up her leg, going towards her hips. That's her right leg.
Okay.
On her left leg, you see descending down from the hip a skeletal hand with curved fingers, and on the tips of the 2 front fingers, you see a coronet dangling from these skeletal fingers. So the coronet would occupy the front of the left thigh, and the hip would have this skeletal hand curved as though it is holding it on just the tips of 2 fingers. She's on her stomach, so you would not see that, and you would not see that. Trying to again think of body proportions. It's very weird to think of as she's sprawled out here and moving. The wing ends. I will say that on her right calf, as she's turning, you see it on the side as though it's stemming towards the front of her shin. You see the ankh that was on Adrian's left shoulder. The same religious-style tattoo, however, in the center of the height of the ankh and the opening, you see an eye. Single eye, barely opened, so you can see just the squinting iris of a black eye.
Great.
I'm
sure that's good.
Yeah. And she is just, I've made a mess. I've made a terrible mess.
We need to do something. I don't know
Is there a
what.
back door that might suggest that she lives here? That there might be a back room that we could...
Again, there would be right behind her counter, you would see that there is a darker oak door, as though there's perceivably either storage, possibly a living space, one or the other two. There's not really any indication that she does live here.
Yeah.
There also isn't any indication that she doesn't.
Can we try that door?
I'll take her dress if you want to check out the door.
While they're doing this, I remember you describing the cup as having a little bit of wine in it.
Welcome me. Do it.
Are you being Nesgrim or are you being DJ?
Yeah, no, I'm
Both
not
would
gonna
take the shot.
I don't think. Yeah, I legitimately don't think Nesgrim would drink it. The last time he drank a random liquid from somebody. Yeah, never mind.
It didn't go super well.
Never mind.
That's
Yeah.
true.
I'm glad I thought that through.
Yeah, you just look down at it, and I'll say that as the three, you're leaning down to assist her up. What are you doing, Don?
I'm also leaning down to help her up and cover her.
Okay,
up.
and you are going to test the
I'm
door?
going to test the door, yeah.
So as you take a step back towards the door, it's only a few feet behind her as she's laying here sprawled out. The two of you lean down and kneel towards her. One of you lift the robe back up over the height of her shoulders and again assist her in tying it into the front. And Vorst, I'm imagining you would lean down and offer your hand to her.
To at least try to help her sit up.
Correct. So, as you lean down and place your hands, Ether, on the fabric of her robe, you hear her shriek out, "Don't touch me!"
Okay, I'm sorry.
I've made a mess.
It's okay.
It can be cleaned up.
And you watch as her hands stop flailing and her fingers dig into the dirt here. And she begins to push to lift herself up and pull her robes up herself her back towards the two of you. You step back and you place your hand on the door, and you feel that the door is currently locked. And you would be to the side of her. You would see that as she's sitting here, tears are running down her cheeks. And you just hear her sighing heavily.
Is there...
Is there something we can do?
Would you like to lay down?
She just shakes her head and stays quiet, just breathing heavily.
Some... water, perhaps?
You see her nod very lightly.
Can I find water in here? I'm gonna look for
You
water.
have water in your water skin still.
I'll give her some of my water, yeah.
Can we get you anything else other than the water?
You see that she's still sitting here as Retora kneels down and offers her water skin, and she pulls her robes tightly closed and begins to twist the knot again. She takes the water skin from you and just, thank you. And just takes a great gulp of it and then offers you the water skin back. No help.
Okay. Okay.
No helping. There is no helping. It is.
What is?
It was.
What was?
It was. It is.
What is it?
And you can see that she just starts to like slightly shake in her arms. And she just holds her own forearms and runs her hands. It was. It is. It's always so perfectly done.
Is her voice steadying?
A little bit, yeah. It feels though as though not a composure has overtaken her, almost like a different voice. Fucking switch it. I'll kill all of you if I hear that again.
Is that a different voice than it started saying?
But genuinely, as though a completely different composure has overtaken her. You can see that her hands again are just resting along her two arms, slowly, compulsively rubbing them.
I'm gonna drop to my knee, like to kind of kneel all the way down now, and pull out my bar rag and offer it to her. Naivara?
Oh, the mess. I made a mess.
Yes, here.
We can clean that. Don't worry about it.
You'll never clean my robes. She reaches over towards Vor's rag, just kind of begins to pat the height of the collar, the V.
Accident happened.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
We all have days.
An accident. An accident. Yes, an accident. She shakily hands the rag back towards you.
I'm gonna reach my hand out to her. It's wrapped in cloth. It's not the.
She slowly reaches her hand out towards you.
And I'll cast Cure Wounds
Okay.
on her.
You can roll your burnout die and roll your healing.
An accident?
An accident? What?
You said an accident?
It's 11 points.
Thank you.
I'm good.
No things are accidents. Destiny runs its course, and we are here.
But
We
you
are
said
here.
there was an accident?
No. No, there was no accident. Not at all.
Not in the woods?
What woods?
The woods outside the city? Where the woodcutters go?
Oh no, that was no accident. Accidents do not happen. There are no accidents in our world. It is all chosen. Each of us has a purpose. A purpose. I have purpose.
So you're a firm believer in destiny?
Yes.
Fate?
Yes. I've seen where we all lay. I have seen where we all rise.
Where we all ascend.
Not
Nesgrim.
all ascend, Nesgrim. Only those worthy of it are able to.
Have you seen others ascend?
Others? Bones. In the snow.
The large ones?
Hands. Reaching out to starless skies.
Didn't take long to break him this time.
What are you thinking, DJ?
Whimpers in the ash.
Ether, do you remember the first night we were in Oshuamp?
Quite clearly, it was the night I met you. How could I possibly forget, Nesgrim?
Correct. While we were walking to the orphanage, you found something in the snow. Do you remember?
I did. That is true.
Do we have the... I believe Felix took a sketch of what it was.
I think I also took a sketch, but I don't believe I could read it.
That wasn't the first night, was it? That was the second night.
Yeah.
The second,
Yeah.
okay. I think that may be connected to what Naivara is talking about.
Someone's cut off hand thrown in a house.
It was a hand reaching up from the snow.
Okay, so you say cut off hand in front of her, and you see she just tilts her head in your direction, and her hands grasp at her cheeks, and you see her pinky and her ring finger dig into her face. The hand. You've seen the hand. Rotting. Taking.
I think it might be a different hand, Naivara.
Feeding.
I do not think it is the same hand.
And you watch as her hands descend down her chin over the front of her neck, and they turn as they reach her collar, and she begins to aggressively dig her own nails into her skin beneath her collar. Feeding.
That looks quite painful.
Painful.
Yes?
And you watch as her nails just kind of dig underneath the collar as though they curl beneath the lining of the robe, and her hands stop over her chest. There is no pain. No, darling, no pain. Only peace. Peace to be found. And your friend has found a peace. Feeding.
Ether, would you like to show her the sketch?
I do not think that would be advisable, Nesgrim.
Perhaps she could read it.
And what if she does? Do you remember the last time that
Are you
someone...
talking about the carving in the palm? I will tell you that you guys know that that was the SOS for the symbols of the Sisters
Right,
of Sorrow.
that's correct. That's
Yeah.
I
correct.
will
okay.
remind you of that.
Perhaps not.
Also, do you remember the last time that we had someone read something suspicious?
He was unconscious for that.
The statue, I was unconscious for you.
No, that one. I point at Felix.
Oh, yeah, I forgot you
right.
did that.
Bad things. We
Very-
know what that carving means, but I do not know what effect it would have.
True.
She pulls her hands back from the collar of the robe, and you can see that she lifts her hands over her own face and trails finger lines of blood over her eyes and to the height of her cheeks, going down towards the edges of her lips. Hello.
Hello?
You've seen. You've seen this face.
I have.
I haven't seen the face, right?
He described it, but you have not seen it.
I have.
And you... And she wipes horizontally across. Love it, yes?
I do my best.
I can see why you're so precious to them. Yes.
To who?
To who?
Who am I precious to?
Who aren't you precious to?
You right now.
You can. Are you serious?
And
She left the door wide open.
And she takes her bloody fingers and places two in her mouth. And you watch as her tongue rolls over it. You have a destiny. And her fingers just trail down her chin.
Do you know what my destiny is?
A man of change.
What am I to change?
All.
A man to rule, you could say.
A reflection.
A reflection of the face.
You see, she just slowly lifts her hand and points. Hairs.
Theirs.
Pears.
Pears.
Two. Not the fruit, Nesgrim.
Alchemy?
Could be the fruit.
Together. One.
That's actually why we've come to talk to you.
For unity and harmony.
I will say into Ether's mind,
Mm-hmm.
I think she's a thrall.
I'll reply. Urshi has seen a great many things, but either way, something is very wrong here. I agree.
Adrian saw a great many things as well.
That is true. I am concerned.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just nod.
Mm-hmm.
We were sent to you by Iris.
And see, she blinks a few times. Iris.
Yes.
Iris, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She sent us to speak to you about cleansing rituals.
Cleansings. All right. I can help with that.
Yes, our friend is, we're afraid he may be cursed.
He may be cursed.
I'm just gonna gesture at Felix.
Are you fucking kidding me? I'll just shake my head.
Cursed. No.
Iris described it as possessed, but
No. No. No.
Is she laughing?
Yeah. Like a low kind of like chortle. Just no.
Does she seem like her wits are kind of more like she's
Again, it feels like a different composure. You're a very insightful man.
I try my best.
Or something inside of you is insightful. Maybe not up here.
she's calling you dumb.
It's fair.
Yes. The reflections of your heart. Quite pure.
Correct. I like to think so.
Yes, you do.
I have good intentions.
Yes, you do. Destiny will show you these rewards. Your ritual Dear, your hand.
I'll unwrap my hand and
Yeah, you can see that, it doesn't look like it's dramatically larger. She just kind of takes one hand and places it around your wrist and holds your palm beneath the back of your hand with her palm. And just holds it, and she just looks at it and turns your hand slightly in hers. Iris was right to send you. It's begun. It was. It is.
And soon will be.
Yes.
what is it?
What is it? A brand. A bond. Your soul and its soul miring together. A stain. Manifest.
Whose soul?
Soul. Whose? I do not know. And she leans down and just inhales, and she just kind of leans back. Rotting.
Right. I've been told that I've made a pact.
Uh-huh.
I do not know with who.
Nor do I. But there is death on the other side of that. I'm sure Mr. Vorst can smell it.
When she casted Cure Wounds, did I smell it again?
Emanating out from her hand.
It smells of rotten death, indeed. I'm gonna take some of my water and put it back on the rag and start blotting her forehead to help clean up some of the blood.
Oh. Oh, foolish of me.
It happens.
Strange point to be made, but I'm sure I wanted it. Sure I had to do it. Yes.
Of course.
Believe.
What point were you making?
What?
What point were you making with...
I don't know.
Okay.
Sorry, what? Is there something I can do about this?
Your hand?
Yes.
Huh. I would suggest... I don't think amputation would solve it, but there are other things that Serafina and I could perform. Concepts, theories, not practiced.
Who is Serafina?
Serafina, my good friend, apothecary.
Oh, I did know that.
What's going on over there, Mr. Ether?
I mean, I caught it.
Uh-huh.
I will pull out my notebook when I hear her say that. Could you tell me of these processes?
Yeah, she just kind of presses against the dirt and finishes wiping her face, and I'll say that Vorst takes the cloth back from her, and she once more takes a step over and sits back in her rocking chair. Well, we may step back around, friends, if we are to talk of great ancient rituals.
Of course.
I'm assuming you guys
Yeah.
step back around and
I will-
rejoin Nesgrim and Felix over here on the other side of the counter.
Naivara, I'm just gonna set your wine down on your
Down.
desk here.
Oh, I'm done with the wine for the day. Not needed.
What would you have me do with it?
you may dump it on the ground.
I'm gonna pass my empty water skin
Mm-hmm.
over to Nesgrim.
Gonna try to do it discreetly.
Sure.
Make a sleight of hand check.
Both of us or just her?
Just her.
Okay.
$21.
21. Yeah. I will say that as you're walking back around and you stand adjacent to Nesgrim, you slide your water skin into his hand. Do you say anything to him as you do?
Nope.
So she informs you to dump it. Ritora hands you her water skin discreetly. It's up to you whether or not you think Nesgrim would be aware of that and understand the intent. Hello.
Ritor figures is like a 50-50 chance, so.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know how discreetly I can do this, but I'm going to attempt to discreetly pour the wine into the water skin.
Absolutely. You may also make a sleight of hand check.
This is not gonna.
Not with disadvantage, right?
No, still
Okay.
stealth and sleight of hand are not the same, thankfully.
Yeah.
For you with heavy armor, man.
Still plus
Clink,
0.
clink, 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 clink. Oh, shit.
It's a 13.
13? Yeah, you just barely try to secretly dump it, and I guess we'll say maybe disguise it with a little bit of you're putting something else away, and it seems as though she does not notice.
Cool.
Yeah, so she sits back in her rocking chair and folds her hands on her lap and once more begins to lightly sway in a calming, methodic rhythm.
I'm going to pass the water skin back to Ritora.
Make a sleight of hand check.
You didn't have to.
Do it in front of her.
We're behind the counter, right?
15.
15.
I will not be
Alright.
punished for my hubris today.
I guess I don't have to make the sleight of hand check, right?
No, I'll say that you
Yeah.
two are adjacent. He is the one doing the action. The skill check would be exclusively on him. So, yeah, we'll say that you, in full, powerful Nesgrim form, slide the water skin back over to Ritora's hip and fasten it to her waist.
No
My
problem.
Mm-hmm.
Easy.
Mm-hmm.
We'll never be able to succeed at that again.
No,
That's
absolutely
the
not.
one time we get to do
And I
that.
just jinxed myself by saying I'm not going to be punished for my hubris, so I'm sure my next roll will be in that one.
She begins
Perfect.
rocking methodically in her chair.
So?
Rituals like this can be quite arduous, expensive, and very dangerous.
Iris did warn us of some of that, yeah?
Yes. In order to sever a connection established between, a mortal and non-mortal.
Non-mortal.
Yes. Don't you smell it?
Can I smell it?
No.
No.
Rotting, withering, yet breathing.
Is that what you were able to smell?
Yes.
In order to sever such a link, a great ritual will need to be performed on your behalf, and all will pay to contribute, or the ritual will fail.
What is the price?
Who is all?
Who is all? Oh, not I. I would be the arbiter of such situations. And there would need to be 5 at the points of the pentagram. And I would, with Seraphina's assistance, she would create the poultice needed, and I would perform the spells.
You said all will pay.
Yes.
What is the price?
Oh, I don't know. In theory, we understand that some force from each individual would need to be given a
Is the price not established prior to the ritual?
No. We do not know. Again, only theories.
Have you done a ritual like this before?
No. Only theories.
At this point, I will close my book loudly in front of her.
Mm-hmm.
I will not take part.
Well, I suppose then you'll need to find a different friend to assist. Or you need 5 to offer for the one.
I would not want 5 people to have to pay on my behalf.
I know. But if you want the way that I can offer you, this is the way. Kill it, you die, or everyone pays a fragment.
Those are my options.
Or as I can see them.
I'm gonna take my map out of my pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Iris had given me this. Said that it could help. Slide it across the table to her.
Hmm? She leans over and looks at it. Well, of course, some of the herbs required for the poultice would be found in some of these locations. As I said, it will not come cheap in gold or in the surrenders made of your friends.
How much gold would you ask for?
Well, I wouldn't ask for gold. I mean, in terms of the cost of all of these herbs and the gems.
Do you know roughly how much it would be?
Well, Seraphina would be able to tell you the price of the herbs. They're not something that she is able to procure. Most people are not. As far as the gems, between 400 and 500 gold.
It's been very nice talking to you.
Perhaps we should try amputation?
Good luck.
Do you know of any way to get in contact with this entity?
I don't talk to demons. I make a habit of no longer talking to demons.
Seems like a wise choice.
It is.
No
And
longer?
I would caution you against it. Yes,
I fear my options are limited.
no longer.
When did you last speak to a demon?
Not my choice.
I assume they rarely give others the option or the choice to do that.
No, the brothers are quite stern.
The brothers.
Forgive me?
The brothers.
What of them?
Who are the brothers?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm gonna just try to discreetly kick Nesgrim.
Hmm?
Is it even worth doing it discreetly?
Yeah, I don't want her to see that I'm kicking him.
Yeah, make a stealth check.
Drop kick him in the chest, you know?
We used up all the goods.
Oh, that's not bad. 12.
12?
Yeah.
I mean, I'll say that she kind of notices, but is not insightful enough to glean that it was an intentional thing. It might be just accidental.
Sure.
But I mean, you see that she, like, looks at your foot as you kind of nudge him. Just doesn't seem as though she's bothered by
Sure,
it.
yeah, not inquisitive enough for me to react to try to cover it.
Yeah.
Okay. I assume that you mentioned something about the 5 giving up fragments for the 1.
She's kind of lightly nods.
Do you know what that would entail, what these fragments would be?
I'll tell you that Sarah literally asked that,
Oh,
and she
okay,
said she
okay.
does not know. This is, again, a theoretical thing,
Okay.
and she has not performed this.
Got
And
it.
that is
can't-
effectively her warning.
Got
is
it.
that theoretically it would work. There's no way for her to definitively tell you what payments you each would be making in the performance of this.
And
Got
we
it.
can't afford it anyway.
Sure.
So unless someone's secretly rich, I don't have a single gold to my name.
Yeah,
I mean, you're assuming that these things need to be bought and not found.
Yeah. That's the value
That's
of the,
true.
of the
Correct.
things.
You did say gems.
Correct.
do you know how long before the brand grows to possess her?
How long has the girl had it?
Less than a day,
It
right?
was yesterday. Was it yesterday?
2 days, I
2
think.
days?
2 days.
About 2
Days are blended together.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's about a day and a half
Yeah.
now.
About a day and a half.
A month, perhaps 2.
Okay.
Depends on what you do to incite its ire or welcome it into your heart. I would recommend caution for using your magics. The odor grows ever more powerful.
Welcome, Sarah.
Mm-hmm.
Not me this time.
My magic?
Yeah.
Magic didn't even get me here.
Mm-hmm.
It was a dagger.
Unless.
Pretty fucked up dagger.
Unless.
Mm-hmm. First, the gems that are required, that I would need, most can be found not too far from here. Some in the lakes by the Fellwood, some inside. And the mountain ranges by Felfarthen should hold all the gems that I would need, with a bit of luck and a keen eye. I'm sure you could find them.
I'll do my best.
Destiny will do its right by you.
I hope so. I hope to free my friend from that.
Free her. Yes. Freedom.
Freedom is what we all strive for, isn't it?
There is no freedom. Not in this part of the world.
I suppose that's fair.
Why do you say there is no freedom here?
I have seen the end of all things.
And you believe that we do not have a choice in what we do, that we are On a track to the end? Destiny, as you called it, fate?
Destiny comes in many forms and shapes. The circle in her hand. Infinite. Everlasting. Rotting away. Good luck.
Thank you. It seems I'll need it.
Yes. If you change your mind and do pursue this, I will speak with Seraphina, or you may choose to.
Where would we find her?
At her shop.
I had hoped to pay her a visit.
Seraphina's finest.
What does she sell?
She's an apothecary.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I think you were out of the room.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Do you happen to know of any good blacksmiths?
Blacksmiths.
Yes. I need to repair my armor.
Few produce goods of the quality that Christian does.
What?
What?
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Does Christian do good work?
Of course.
You're referring to the dwarven man with the...
Yes.
People do purchase his goods.
I don't think he agrees.
No.
We've met
Oh,
with
he's
Christian.
He's not a blacksmith, he's an enchanter.
I was thinking that he, like the enchanted forge, the forge isn't enchanted, he is. I had that thought too. I've seen the work he does, and it left some to be desired.
Yes. Not all of Christian's wares are as intended.
But still effective?
You just have to ask the right questions.
What do you know the correct questions?
The what?
Do you know the right questions to ask him?
The what? She clearly looks like she's bewildered and confused.
You said ask Christian the right questions.
She just slowly blinks. I did.
Yes.
I did.
Oh dear.
Hello. Oh. Would you like to buy something?
What do you have for sale? And I'll just kind of look around.
She just looks around. Oh, I guess I'm all sold out. I'm sorry. You could
No.
come back another day and I will have things to sell.
Would you like some water?
I'm not thirsty.
Thank you for your time.
Time.
Have a good day. And I'll wave and smile as I slowly back towards the door.
Yes. A good day.
I hope the prophets have foretold of our good day.
Yes. They have.
So you've seen it. It's beautiful outside.
Oh, yes, beautiful. Beautiful. Beautiful.
We'll be sure to give Iris your regards.
You should. Nice lady.
Indeed.
Always there for me. Good night.
Just gonna start gesturing towards the party.
You may want to lock up when we leave. Maybe take a nap?
Yes.
Yeah.
Lock the doors.
Get some rest.
Rest is helpful.
Rest is helpful.
Yes.
Continues to slowly rock in her chair.
Back out.
Yeah, I walk out.
I make a beeline for Ether's tent because it's right next door, right?
Mm-hmm. So it's a little bit up, but yeah.
Yeah.
I will say that as you guys all step out into the street and close the little door behind you, as you are closing the door, you hear inside.
The same noise that she made before.
Mm-hmm.
Is she gonna be okay?
I do not know. We should go to my tent where Felix is going and discuss in private, I think.
Mm-hmm.
While standing outside the door, would I have heard any of her furniture move around or...
You may make a perception check, Worst.
Seven.
7. I'll say that since you're right at the edge of the door, I mean, you hear the slight creaking of her rocking chair come to a halt. Nothing else. You're all standing here.
Yes, let's follow Felix.
Come on.
Mm-hmm.
Head to my tent.
Sure.
Yep.
You guys head back to Aether's Bone Museum up the street.
Do we see any light foot traffic on the way there? Anyone going anywhere?
I mean, in the area, yes. In terms of other things that are in this area, there's definitively homes and things like that there would be light foot traffic. It does not look like there is anything approaching the storefront for Aether's shop.
Good.
Mm-hmm. And you guys, 4 buildings to the left, 5 buildings to the left as you ascend up the street, and you go back inside of Aether's tent, and you guys see that you had taken pretty much everything down.
Yeah.
It's pretty vacant in here.
Mm-hmm.
Looks almost like an abandoned tent.
Yeah. I'll close the
Flat.
flap.
Yeah. You guys are all standing here.
I'll just start to rub my face.
Felix, you may want to take a look at this, and I hand him the water skin.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe this. I hand him the bloody rag.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You're standing here with a water skin and a bloody rag.
Great. I guess I'll smell the water skin.
Yeah. It smells like incredibly potent alcohol, like moonshine.
That's a bit much.
Mm-hmm.
I'll hand it back to Ritora.
Mm-hmm.
Very strong. And then the bloody rag, does it just look like a bloody rag?
Just looks
Smell
like a bloody
different?
Yeah, it just looks like a bloody rag. I mean, you don't have any kind of like inherently advanced sense of smell, and I'll tell you as well, Glenn, that while it was in your possession, your passive perception for smelling, you would know that it just smells like blood.
What? I'll hand it back to Vorst, confused.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. It could be magic.
Same with this.
Aren't you magic?
I would check it myself, but I've been told not to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take it back from Ritora and I'll Arcana check them both.
I mean, I'll permit you to do it on the wine. I'll tell you that again, Arcana is more about your knowledge of a thing And in terms of blood, it's not like you're going to be able to detect anything, but I'll permit you to do it for the wine, just to see whether or not there's anything that you would recall about wines of this potency.
It's like ritualistic or anything.
Correct. Yeah. So go right ahead, Paul.
I'll start ritual casting detect magic too, just in case.
Cool. Roll your burnout die.
So it's a 23 bonus.
23. I mean, I'll tell you that it smells like it's incredibly potent, and that you would associate this almost with like a sedative in the utilizations for other magical procedures on people that need to be sedated.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And she drank how big was the cup?
The goblet? Do
Yeah.
you remember the old mortar that we used to have in
Oh.
here?
Yeah.
It was that big.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
lot.
That's why I was like this when I said she has a big ass
I
fucking
just
goblet.
imagined she was really small for some reason.
Nope.
But
This could be used as a sedative.
that would make sense.
Perhaps for someone if they needed to something amputated.
Mm-hmm.
It's incredibly strong.
Take that back.
Had she drank the entire, I'll give it back to Retora.
Yeah.
The entire goblet, she shouldn't be alive.
That is
Or awake.
extremely concerning.
I mean, I don't know if she was really what you would call awake.
Mm-hmm.
That is true. She was extremely out of it and seemed to forget things as we would ask it.
Only Nesgrim spoke with her that. Let's say that one night. It was like 3 nights ago.
Hmm?
But
She seemed perfectly coherent and of sound faculties then.
And you said she seemed fine anytime she was in the bar before when I've seen her.
Yeah, I mean, she's consistently come in and had ailment and had wine with it and been pretty fine. She's also been consistently coming in later at night.
She perhaps needed it after she said she had a bad night. Perhaps it was a magical ritual or procedure. She needed it after. But the amount and the potency, if she had a goblet full, doesn't add up.
Perhaps this is not the first time she has drank that liquid.
Retora, may I see that?
yes.
I'm gonna take it. And I wanna sniff it, but I wanna try and see if I can discern what is in it.
Okay.
Like fruits,
Notes.
herbs.
Sure.
Like what notes can I find?
Yeah,
off of that?
absolutely. You
Put a
may
little
make
on your tongue and
advantage smell check.
swirl it around.
Interesting.
It's all the wine tasting.
It's gonna be an 18.
18? I will tell you that it does not smell reminiscent of other wines that are served inside of growlers. It feels as though whatever notes that are in this are foreign to you. I'll describe them as having an incredibly, you know that bad taste you get in your mouth when you smell really strong licorice or anise? Smells like that, where it's like kind of like acrid and overwhelming, and like it hits you not just like in your mouth, but it hits you in your throat. It's like, oh god, that is fucked.
Licorice is gross.
Yes, but I will tell you that again, whatever made this, very foreign to you, but a very potent licorice smell. Sickly sweet.
Isn't that what absinthe tastes like?
Somewhat similar.
Yeah.
I mean,
As someone who's never had absinthe, but did like a Google search once.
curious Sarah.
Very curious.
What's absinthe
It's
do?
it's so pretty.
It is. Beautiful bottles. Spanish absinthe was delicious.
So clearly that was the. I'm not gonna say it out loud. I'm just gonna this. And look at you all.
Yes, I would. I'm surprised she was as coherent as she
Yeah, I mean,
was. If what
again,
you're saying
I'll
is true.
tell you that definitively it felt like she went through about 4 to 5 cycles
of
of
emotion.
consciousness, unconsciousness, consciousness, and that's why there were the discrepancies in her composure.
Right.
It would make sense if she's literally drugged.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if she was also a thrall as well. I'm gonna say it very softly. As the, I'll do the opposite.
It is very possible, I suppose, as we discussed, Felix. I also have great concern over the name Seraphina.
What's wrong with the name Seraphina?
It contains the word seraph.
She must cry.
I mean, perhaps.
I do not trust coincidences any longer. As Nesgrim stated a great many times.
I have 80 episodes of experience with some kind of strange cursed dungeon master.
And the names are always
right in front of us.
me.
God speaks to me, cryptic, but not cryptic.
Well, I don't think this ritual is a good idea.
No.
We could do it, but I will not take part.
I do not blame you. I don't think any of us should take part. I
fear for what it would unleash. She had very strange tattoos on her back and roared and seemed overly concerned when I mentioned seeing a dragon.
I have trouble taking anything she said at face value because of her state. And perhaps we should come back and visit her later and see if what she says aligns in the future with what she said now.
It is possible she will not be as honest with us when she is in a more lucid state.
It's possible, but her disposition might be a bit more palatable.
I agree.
Especially if we return back closer towards later in the day. Usually around the time that she would come into the bar. I still have my doubts and fear for contacting this entity.
We should not, if you are referring to that. Point to Ratora's hand.
Yes.
I don't know what other option we have.
When you use your magic, must widen the bridge.
Does it get bigger every time I use?
I mean, I'll say that you feel a pulsation very briefly in your hand. It doesn't definitively grow immediately.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you that you cast a spell and you can feel some of the extending cracks reaching up towards your fingertips at the base of your finger a little bit more. I think it's a very fair association.
Naivara hinted at such.
And I can smell the rot when you use your magic.
It's incredibly unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
Does the smell seem to grow from the last time I smelled it?
Very faintly. I would say that as she casts, it kind of emanates out for you. You pick it up, and then it fades and becomes concentrated again in the hand.
Perhaps the source of your magics has changed. If you are bonded to whatever that is behind the brand.
John, am I a warlock?
I didn't say anything.
I turned into a warlock.
I didn't say anything.
With knowing what I was taught about magic, would I
Thank you,
know?
Paul.
That she's a warlock.
No, would I know how druid spellcasting would work?
Because of Luna, yes.
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 So when I make that association, I'm not too sure on my knowledge of druids, but I would assume that I have a fair knowledge of other classes where they get their powers. Due to my
it's-
special interest in it.
I mean, I would say that your awareness would be at least sufficient for you to make the association, and that there is a comparison between the manifestations of power of, sure, warlock as a class in terms of pacts made with some kind of entity. I will tell you that they're not very common. I will also tell you that there is a fair equation between clerics with some kind of worship-related or belief system.
And the same thing with paladins as well.
Yeah, again, the same conceptual ideology of, adherence to an oath, a belief system.
Okay.
I'm going to smell my hand.
Doesn't smell any different to you.
The norm, like,
Yeah.
Permit me this. We could try a small experiment, if you are willing.
I am not unwilling, but I would like to know.
You druids use components, yes?
Yes.
Plant matter. Put them on the table. Basically, empty your pockets of anything you would use to make magic happen.
I mean,
You have your sprig of mistletoe, or some other.
yeah, I have a
Druidic
focus. I
focus.
can't remember what it was.
I mean,
I wrote-
leather satchel with things inside of it. You can also have
Yeah.
the sprig of mistletoe or a small little twig-like wand type thing. I would permit. It's entirely up to you for what you think would be most appropriate for Ritora.
I'll say sprig of mistletoe for now. I remember thinking about this and then forgetting what
That's
I had. Like, I made a conscious decision about this and I had forgotten what that decision
That's fine.
was. But
Honestly, probably before the hiatus. No worries.
it was like back when I made her.
No worries.
But yeah, I'll put my components on. Oh,
Just taking them away from you, as far away as I can move.
I didn't
Good
think you were going
idea.
to take them.
Make magic.
It's dirt ground, or I'll use Druidcraft and try to make
A flower grow.
technically I can't make a flower. It has to be there already. So I guess just like an illusory effect of like flower petals
Falling around.
falling.
Cool. Make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no.
As soon as
Now,
she puts her hands up, I would also
Just out of curiosity, is that a cantrip or a spell?
That's a
Cantrip.
cantrip.
Oh,
Yeah! How you going?
It's not awful. It's a 17.
I thought we were gonna stop at 7.
So you're all standing here inside of Aether's tent.
Okay.
Just to catch you up. The 5 of you are standing in here. You take her spell components away and you ask her to make magic. You hold out your hand, your brand hand.
Dominant hand.
Yeah. You hold out your hand, and I'll say that you guys are standing here in, like, I guess a little bit of a circle, because you're all kind of trying to watch the magic as she holds her hand out into the center of all of you. And you watch as these pink petals begin to fall from slightly above. Sarah, make a perception check.
$13.
You feel breathing on your neck.
Oh god.
From behind you, as the petals drop.
I turn around.
As you begin to turn, you see out of the corner of your eye the lower half of the fractured skull of a wolf mouth, fangs shaking lightly with each breath.
Can I reach out and grab it?
As you turn and go to grab it, it disappears from your sight. And you look over to the side, and you see nothing, only the walls of Aether's tent.
Are you okay?
Did you see that?
See what?
I look at my hand.
You look at your hand.
No. I can see it in your eyes, John.
You look at your hand, and you see this small, smoke-like mist around the edges as it grows slightly in your palm, stretching again slightly up the base of your fingers. And you hear a whispering as you look. I see you. Can you see me?
Who are you?
You hear no answer.
Ritora, what do you see?
You hear her say out loud, "Who are you?" as she looks at her hand.
I'm gonna look at the hand.
You look at the hand. You look at the hand and you see just as I described, a little bit of growth stemming out from the black palm.
So you're saying we see a physical change?
A little bit of growth, again, centimeter. Not like it's just, again.
Right. Don't cast anything else.
Not without your components, at least. The spell still worked. You do not have your focus. Do not channel anything without your focus at the very least.
Don't use magic at all.
It might be hard, Felix.
Do I smell anything?
I'll tell you, he does.
Was it stronger this time?
Stronger, and you also smell smoke from her hand. Like ash.
burnt wood smell?
Like
Okay.
ash.
Now, did it hurt Ritora at all when it was expanding?
No. Just a little chill in her hand. And the strong odor of rotting, decaying wood. And death and ash.
And I didn't smell anything.
You did not. I will also, again, remind you all the meaning that was told for you of the name of Has through Kar. Ash Hall.
Mm-hmm. Plenty of people can go about their days without casting magic. I'm sure you can go without it while we pursue other avenues. Remedy it. Or you can embrace it like Bran.
I'm so glad you were a druid. I don't like that. Oh boy.
John knew not to give it to me. I'll jump right in. Yup.
Oh, I'm beautiful.
Oh, slashing and piercing resistance. Thank you.
I came here several days ago, running from my teacher. wanting nothing more than to hide and not be seen by him. And in those few days, I now think I may need to speak with him. And I am trapped in this city.
I don't know if that would be...
There is no good option.
There is
no good idea.
We know that Adrian and Delawin had worked together. Presumably to the
Sarah,
same...
make a wisdom save.
20? Dirty 20?
Dirty 20.
Wisdom save? Yeah,
Yep.
dirty 20.
You feel the breath on the back of your neck at your spine, and you hear a faint whisper that says, Delawin. Just like someone breathing on the nape of your neck.
Does it disappear after that?
Mm-hmm. Fades away.
Does the voice sound familiar at all?
To you? Sounds familiar to... No, not
No.
to you.
Not to me.
Not to you.
Okay.
Presumably Delawin and Adrian. Damn it, I said it again.
Well, that was still the same
It's
sentence.
the
You wouldn't
same
have
You're
repeated
right,
yourself.
you're right.
You didn't actually get interrupted.
You would have just seen a chill go down my
Yeah.
spine and me stand up
Mm-hmm.
a little bit straighter.
Mm-hmm.
Presumably they work toward the same goal. I don't think he would be willing to help. At least not in a way that would correct the issue.
I don't know if he'd be willing to help, but I know he is connected. I know he is tied to this.
They're both members of the Sanctuary, right? Is the name of it?
Sorry, what?
They are both members of the Sanctuary.
The Inner
Inner
Sanctum?
Inner Sanctum, that's
Correct,
it. I was
yes.
trying to remember. I
They
had it,
both
and I was
worked
like,
at the
I don't know what the
academy
fuck it is.
inside of the Inner Sanctum,
Yeah.
correct.
Ritora, and I will place my hand behind her
Mm-hmm.
and run it up her spine
Mm-hmm.
to her neck.
Mm-hmm.
Grab the back of her neck.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel it?
What?
Is something grabbing you?
Not grabbing. I mean, you are right now.
Other than me.
No. You feel no other sensation other than Felix's hand riding up your back along your spine.
Even it's
A little wet.
wet, yeah.
Sorry. My hands are wet.
I'm all clammy.
Ritora has the wop. Wet ass posture.
Kill him.
Oh my god.
Jay, I need you to leave.
Kill him.
The sentence just came out of your mouth.
It's time to ascend, buddy.
Mm-hmm. Y'all are standing here.
So I don't think it would be a great idea to contact anyone.
I am out of options.
Iris had told me not to trust anyone from the Inner Sanctum.
I do not trust him at all. That's why I'm here. I did.
Oh.
That was the mistake that I made.
Gaining contact with them again is not going to do much better. Adrian didn't leave the Inner Sanctum to leave. He left to spread the word.
Spread the word of...
The defiled.
to gain followers, presumably? Do you know to what end?
To feed it, perhaps? Hopefully not what I have been doing for 10 years.
I think you have, and I'll remove my hand from it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've been feeding it for 10 years.
Adrian indicated as much.
I guess he would know better than I would.
But he was disturbed by the presence of Malo.
Perhaps he's lied?
Possible. He lied about a great many things. I do not know what to believe. I only know what I have been shown by the shaman in my town. And nothing more.
John,
Mm-hmm.
there is no leaving or entering Oshuamp.
You can leave the
This-
city.
Or the...
South through the Fellrost. It's a very large frozen ice wall. Mm-hmm. Try. Probably gonna die. I'll tell you that outright. It's a very, very arduous journey. I mean, you could theoretically try to descend through the mountain passes, but, you know, again, also remarkably deadly.
Yeah.
You're saying there's a chance.
Absolutely.
We were told by not Elsith, damn it. Told by Iris that
Never told anything
Elsith
by us.
had a sister named the Raven. Perhaps Malo has some connection to Elsith's sister. And perhaps the Raven was in opposition to the Defiled.
It would seem that way, given the attack on Ritura.
Indeed. I'm not sure what we may be able to do with that information, but
I think we need to talk to our friends at the tavern, or Iris again.
Perhaps we should speak with Sphera first.
Seraphina?
Mm-hmm.
Seraphina.
Mm-hmm.
That is an option. I had hoped to find work with her. Seems like
I would
ages
hide
ago.
that.
Well, I mean, I thought my skills might be useful, but I don't have them at the moment, so
I'm gonna
that...
pull my cloak aside and pull a hand axe out.
Thank you, but no.
You're not getting these back. This is yours now.
Glenn, I can't use it.
Metal weapon.
Druids
I'm a
won't use
druid.
metal weapons.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
Pull out my bone short sword.
Forgive me.
She has a stick, guys.
I got a
She's
stick.
got a quarterstaff.
Alright.
No.
I also have no intention of using any more swords or blades made of bone.
Fair.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
perhaps if you're going to be using that a bit more, we should spar.
Bam!
I'm sorry, do you have a weapon?
Felix,
I have a quarterstaff.
You have a quarterstaff as well.
Never. You've only seen me use it once.
Yeah.
On you and Ezra.
Felix, given my training with hand-to-hand combat, perhaps it's best if I instruct her?
Yeah, get close together.
Didn't you die?
Several times.
Not
I
even
watched
once.
you get knocked out by bandits that crashed into the orphanage. And then I leave for a day and I hear you die.
I did kill one of the bandits, though.
Hey, 1 for 1, dude. It's fine.
Yeah, it was a fair trade.
Is KDA?
Oh god, that's not good.
Yeah, your KDA is not good.
It's real bad, dude. But perhaps you could assist us
Yes, I'll be happy to help. Yeah.
from a distance.
Mm-hmm.
You can watch from the corner.
What time is it? Is it still early?
Yeah, it's around like 10 a.m. 11 a.m. now. It's very early in the day. Got a whole day ahead of you.
Plenty of stuff to do.
Yeah.
There is one more thing
Uh-huh.
I think I should test.
Yes,
Okay.
it's fine.
Is it though? I'm gonna
Fusion dance?
turn into a cat.
I'm sure that's gonna go well.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
How's that go?
12.
You watch as Ritora, before you, begins to utilize her wild shape again. Glenn, you smell exuding out from her palm a very acrid, strong sense of smoke. Again, like things are on fire. You begin to shape into a small cat, and you all watch in horror as it twists and grows. What color cat would you like to be?
White?
White?
It would have been. Yeah, I don't know what you're doing, but this sounds like I'm not going to be a white cat after this.
And you watch as this small white cat grows and expands and twists, transforming into a wolf in front of you. And Sarah, you hear as you're transforming and you're a cat for just a second, you hear a voice inside your head once more whisper out, "No. Weakness now. No more." And you instead shape into a wolf. Your friend's standing here like a wolf.
Color's the wolf.
White.
White.
Still white.
Okay.
My ears are back.
Mm-hmm.
Size relation to regular wolves, how big is she?
Slightly larger.
Ritora.
I didn't
So
poly.
we stole the cat, and then it twisted.
Yep.
I don't think that worked.
Not as intended, no.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
In this form, does she continuously smell?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what her wolf paw looks like.
Mm,
Yeah, what's it look like?
So you hold her hand, well, paw, and you turn her paw over.
Toe beans.
yeah, I don't think so.
No. The pad is jet black throughout, in the way it would be.
Like a normal.
Like a normal wolf
Yep.
foot. Glenn, you continue to smell the odor exuding all around her.
I'm gonna check the other paws.
Yeah, I'll tell you that you check the other paws individually one at a time, and, you know,
Get my nails clipped.
yeah, each of the paws looks as though it should.
So it smells like something's currently burning, right? Like the
Smells
ash
like-
smells
It
like smoke.
smells
and
like she's exuding ash.
is there like a heat to the smell almost that I can like
Yes.
smell a fire? Like
Yes. An ever raging inferno.
I don't see any signs of it.
I can.
Mm-hmm.
She smells of ash and fire.
Ears go back again.
No.
You might
My
want...
ears go back
Even now?
consistently.
You might want to transform back.
Change back.
Yes.
Oh.
Make a wisdom save, Sarah. Thanks.
Oh, I was afraid it was gonna go both ways.
Uh-huh.
I knew where that was gonna go.
I gotta know. Oh, no.
That's not it.
You cannot conclude your wild shape.
What?
You cannot conclude your wild shape.
What?
Use divine sense.
You use divine sense. Can you please read again once more what you detect?
It's fiends, something and undead, not behind total cover within 60 feet.
Fiend celestial and undead?
Celestial and undead, yeah.
Celestial, fiend, undead.
All of the above, John.
Welcome me. You use divine sense, and you
I'm
Emanate
looking
it.
frantic as I try to.
emanating out from her mouth as she breathes.
Sorry, divine sense also allows me to detect good and evil.
You sense emanating out from her mouth, undead.
Her breath is undead.
She smells of rotten fire, so makes sense.
I would guess it is inside
Nothing
of
is
her.
burning.
I will also clarify and say that you smell fiend. Well, sense fiendish.
And I fiend and undead.
Mm-hmm.
So not good.
You also said you can detect evil?
Good and evil, yeah.
It's.
It's evil.
And it is very malicious and evil.
I'll open my mouth.
Oh no.
No, don't. Do not do that.
Naivara said that the souls were joining?
Mhm.
Yes?
Mhm.
Perhaps that process involves burning away the hosts?
Cleansing her with fire?
Perhaps.
Just a theory. I wouldn't call it cleansing.
Defiling, perhaps?
I know this is
Did you ever
slightly
finish
out.
your detect magic?
Yeah, I guess I would have.
Sure. You cast detect magic.
Yeah, I ritual cast it, yeah.
Cool. Oh, that's right. You
Yeah.
had rolled your burnout die previously.
Yeah.
What things are out right now that I need to think of?
At the time, we were wondering about the wine.
The
I
wine.
think it was the wine
bloody
and
I
rag.
feel like we're past that at this
Yes.
point.
You sense nothing from the wine. I'll tell you that the wine
Okay.
is definitively not magical if you would have, had this going.
Sure.
I will tell you that you have not been the one yet to cast detect magic in the presence of ancient magic. You sense that shit pouring out of her mouth like smoke, wreathing out from her with each breath. Yeah, druidic wild shape does not exude a school of magic,
Sure.
but her mouth
Ancient.
like puffs of a dark, ancient, malevolent magic.
Okay. Good news, bad news. Wine, not magic,
Good.
just drugs.
Better.
You are no. Stop, please. Your mouth is exuding a dark and ancient magic.
I feel kind of offended.
Very bad. Very evil. Very old.
It sounds familiar. I'll just nod.
Would I know enough about fiends and undead? I know it's slightly outside the scope of divine sense, but would I get the sense that what I'm sensing is angry or rageful?
I would tell you that it is the same thing as she described of the dagger. Hungry.
Okay.
Ritora? Anytime?
I don't know if
What do you mean, no?
I do not think she can.
Are you not able to switch back? Well, that is going to be a problem. We can't very well walk through the city with a wolf.
Mm-hmm. Thought I was the good boy.
You're not a wolf, Forrest. For example, you can speak. You walk on your 2 legs.
I'll stand up on my 2.
Don't do that. That's
That's
scary.
I'm gonna grab the rag off the table. Throw it on the floor in front of her. Does she have any reaction to it?
What?
Oh, yeah, Sarah.
Oh no.
You see a bloody rag, and you feel a ravenous hunger. Make a wisdom save.
Oh no. I asked.
That's right, I
for
was
this.
looking for them primal urges.
Uh-huh.
Am I losing my sense of self? What on earth? Wisdom save?
Yeah.
It's a 15.
You kind of lurch towards it. And I'll say that you will see her move her head down, and her mouth opens.
Have you seen Ritora leave her forms when she does not want to?
I was unconscious last time she wild shaped.
I
You guys, you would have been conscious when she was knocked in the Desiel
No,
fight.
You all saw me when Corin
Yeah,
squashed
that's what I
one.
was
Correct,
Yeah.
that as well.
Right.
Or did I conclude that?
No, he
'cause I was-
stepped on
yeah.
you.
Um,
Smushed your little rat body.
I am not sure if we want to attack this.
And force her to change?
I am not sure it would change back into Ritora Nesgrim. It might look like Ritora. It might not be Ritora.
So you're saying we should let her continue to burn in this form?
I do not know what to do.
I'm gonna say no one stopped her. You bite the rag. And you guys watch as her snarling jaws clench around this bloody rag
Oh no, we're feeding it!
and pull it into her mouth.
Ritora, drop that. Spit it out.
That out.
What's in your mouth?
You can't.
I can't.
Stop it.
Nope.
Ether, I
I will
think you may be
Nudge
right.
her.
You nudge her?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, you feel a twinge in your head. Doesn't make her drop it.
John, is this a normal wolf stat block?
Mm-hmm.
Is your mouth closed or open?
It'd be closed.
I want to grab Ritora's mouth.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm. Make a strength check.
I'm gonna say good luck and cast guidance.
Guidance is D4 or advantage?
Yeah, D4.
D4. God, DJ.
Said strength?
Yeah.
Shit, I rolled higher than you on the D4.
Huh?
Damn.
I rolled a 4 on the D4.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Oh,
You're welcome.
that's an 11.
Sarah is mine now. You grip around the edges of these, the jowls of her mouth and try to pull her jaw open. And she clenches tightly on your fingers.
She's not going to drop it.
You take 3 piercing damage as her
Oh,
teeth
no.
puncture
Oh no.
along your fingers, and your blood begins to seep down her jowls. And you open your mouth, dropping the rag, and begin greedily licking at Nesgrim's blood along
What
your
have I
gums.
Done.
I'm gonna smell the blood and tell him to step aside.
I'm gonna step in front of Nezra.
Yeah, I'm backing up quickly.
Yeah, I mean, you step in front of Nesgrim. She's sitting here. What did you say you're doing, Glenn?
I smell the blood and I'm gonna tell him to move.
Yeah. You take a step back. You step in front. You're standing in front of Nesgrim between him and Ritora.
In the area that we're
It's-
standing, what is the room like?
The interior of the tent is a dirt floor. Don had taken up all the things and disassembled the shelves.
Correct.
So, the inside of like a circus tent. Dirt
It's
ground.
relatively empty,
Very
Yeah,
empty.
it's
There was
really
like
empty.
a table or something.
and there's
right?
no any sort of solid walls around, right?
Nope.
Just tent and then a caravan at the front.
Mm-hmm.
It's like no wheels into the ground, but
Mm-hmm.
Would I have any reaction to harming Nesgrim?
To biting his hand. Nope. Because of the 15. Nope.
Is she still posturing towards him and the rag?
No, she's concentrated on licking the blood from her jowls.
Okay, so
You see
she's
this long-
not hunched in an aggressive stance anymore.
Nope.
Ether, you're standing in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
I pass a length of rope to Ether.
Yeah, make a sleight hand check.
Two.
Oh God!
You
Here's some rope, pal.
pull rope and you pull it around in front of Ether.
yeah, you like hit me. What?
I mean, yeah, Sarah, I'm gonna say that we absolutely have a high enough passive perception to see that too.
Are you sure?
Oh yes, we do.
All right, yeah.
Just in case.
Am I?
Do I look like a wolf wrangler, Nesgrim?
Do I have any? Like, do I know what's going on? I'm just unable to stop it.
You feel like you're in someone else's body. Like you're a quiet observer.
Dark
Seeing,
passenger.
tasting, but not in control.
Do any of my, like, postures or facial expressions...
Of your own kind of
my-
like exude
yeah.
through? Sure, I would say individuals would be able to see still in your eyes a sense of panic.
Ritora, I'll say into her mind.
Mhm.
Ritora, change back.
I can't.
Yeah, you're capable of responding, I will tell you that.
I'm stuck.
How do we get you out?
You wait out the 4 hours.
4 hours?
Wild shape.
Is it up to 4?
We're level 3. Or is it 3 hours?
It's 1 hour.
It's 1 hour still?
Yeah.
Really? Wow. That is much shorter than I remembered. Oh, it's you're correct. It's half level
Yeah,
rounded
I was
down.
gonna say, like,
I thought it was total level, half
No.
level. So yeah, I mean, you wait out
I
the
mean,
hour.
in most situations, I wish.
Mm-hmm.
In this one, I'm pretty happy that it's just an hour.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, I mean,
It's-
I would tell you that you have an awareness that you know that you can only do this for an hour if you
Yeah.
would want to inform him of that.
there's a time limit. Only about an hour. Usually, I don't know. This has never happened before.
So you suggest we wait?
I have to wait. I don't want to hurt anyone.
I guess we should wait then.
They're
Oh wait,
talking-
I'm not there.
Yeah.
Damn it.
They're talking to
you pop into the head. How the get out of there?
You're still dealing with the fact that there is a huge wolf.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that just bit your hand.
And also Ritora.
Perhaps I'll look at the. Shall we tie her?
I do not think that is a good idea. If she is not fully in control of what she is doing, clearly, we do not want...
Okay. Would you like me to open the tent and let it run free?
I'm gonna walk back behind Felix and Ritora.
I think if we attempt to tie it, it may attempt to run. If we wait, that may be the best option.
I'm gonna take my rope out of my bag.
Mm-hmm. Make a sleight of hand check.
It did seem she was quite interested in the taste of my blood.
What was it?
That one.
Oh, I was gonna say, because I mean, you're behind me. I know my passive. I -5 on my possessive.
Possessive.
My possessive.
My pizzazz.
My pizzazz. Yeah. So I mean, you just kind of like unfurl it, and it like all drops on the ground. So I mean, we hear it. We're aware.
Oh, I don't like that. We.
Stop. Everyone stop. Nesgrim, sit in the corner or something, please. Maybe don't sit, stand, so that you can run if something happens.
I want to be wolf.
Just back away, please.
You're between us. I think I'll be fine.
Still. Corner, please. Thank you.
Okay.
This is my establishment.
Just go stand in the corner.
Yeah.
Thank you. You don't have to face the corner.
That's an easy face in the corner.
All like wolves.
Turn around and just look at everybody.
Felix, you can speak to her.
What did she say?
She said that she can't change back and that it will only last about an hour. She thinks.
Okay.
I want you to tell her something for me.
She can hear you.
Ritora. Kind of spin around and look at me, and I hold up my rope.
I mean, I'm not.
Yeah. No. I mean, I
It's-
hear the voice.
yeah.
I'll turn my
That's-
head in your
that's-
direction. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take this, going to put a harness on your shoulders. And I just hold it out, both hands. It's to keep you safe.
I sit on all fours and begin breathing heavily, panting.
Still facing that way, so it's like you kind of look behind, or are you still like, are you facing me?
Facing you.
Facing
Is
me.
that
Mm-hmm.
is that anxious panting?
No. Excited.
So I'm gonna approach up, throw it around the neck, twist
Mm-hmm.
under the shoulders,
Mm-hmm.
over the back,
Mm-hmm.
extension off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You tie a harness. Just still sitting here.
I suppose we wait then.
Does this wolf version of me,
Mm-hmm.
since I'm sharing a body with it, have any ill intent or just natural instincts of a wolf?
I will tell you that as he's putting the harness around, you get this pervasive thought of, I want to be here. This is where I belong.
Yeah. Just gonna hold the rope and stand
Mm-hmm.
over,
Mm-hmm.
just asserting my dominant position over top of the dog.
Heel.
Just
Yeah.
a bit of a tail wag.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, genuinely.
I'm part dog. I'm gonna assert my dominance.
Tail begins to wag very lightly.
Forrest, you have a hold on her.
Yes.
Just gonna
Don't
lower.
go sticking your fingers in her mouth now.
I won't. Just gonna lower my bloody hand down to like eye level, not next
Nesgrim,
to, not next to,
for
but
the love of
Oh,
God.
from where you're standing.
you're right from where
So
I'm
you're
standing.
over there, and you hold down your bloody hand.
Is there any reaction from Retora?
I mean, I'll tell you that since you're not discreetly doing this, you can see the eyes concentrate on you, and the mouth closes.
Does tail stop wagging?
Tail stops wagging.
Nesgrim, put your fucking hand away.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna pick my hand back up.
Bandage
Clean
that.
Clean it off, bandage it, do something. You are wearing armor, Nesgrim.
Blood on your body!
I love it.
I mean, it just continues to sharply, keenly stare at you.
Do you have anything to wipe it off with? And then bandage yourself, please, Nesgrim.
Perhaps you could heal yourself.
Is that a thing that you can do, Nesgrim?
Not currently, no.
Do you use all your lay on hands?
I used it when he got knocked by the allop. Have we taken a long rest since
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we
Oh,
slept.
What the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I came downstairs cursed the next day.
Mm-hmm.
I made you breakfast. You didn't even thank me.
Right?
God.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was eggs. Don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking
Mhm.
Nesgrim.
I still applied the 3 damage, and I'm gonna use 1 lay on hand to heal my
Heal
hand.
yourself?
I'm gonna lay on hand on my hand.
Mm-hmm. 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 Y'all are standing here.
Perhaps we should wait out the hour?
I suppose. I'll open my notebook
Mm-hmm.
to just glance through it.
Mm-hmm.
Ether,
Yeah, yes?
do you have any spare bones? Preferably long bones?
I do. I'm gonna walk over to the entrance area and...
Don't you have the
Start-
one that you put in front of horse like the day
Oh,
before?
yes, I do. I'll
Mhm.
take that one out. Here you go.
Gotta inspect. On your mouth.
Hey, come on.
I got a bone.
And I break it.
Mm-hmm.
Give you the smaller half.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, we absolutely
We like that.
we like that very much, and you feel this overwhelming satisfaction and glee
This
as
is
you gnaw on this.
a good pup.
This is good. This is right. This is satisfying our hunger. Anything you all would like to do during this hour in which we watch over Wolf Retora?
Sorry, guys.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't mean to do this.
Happens.
Mhm.
It's fine.
I figured it was better than having to find out while we were like,
In a
In
fight.
combat?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
would have been worse if I had been a bear.
Mm-hmm.
Or tried to be a bear, turned into a wolf instead.
Yeah. Nothing you guys think you would want to do during this hour?
I'm gonna stow the other half of that bone.
Sure.
Actually,
I'm gonna chew on a bone.
it might be a waste, but I'm gonna try it anyway. I'm gonna cast Sanctuary on Ratora.
Sure. Read the spell.
You ward a creature within range against attack. Until the spell ends, any creature who targets the warded creature...
Yeah, the wisdom save. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you absolutely cast. Roll your burnout die.
I'm good.
Is it a touch spell?
30 feet.
30 feet? Cool. Yeah. You from your corner cast Sanctuary. You see this thin, pale white, vibrating light appear around the body of the wolf.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And we're going to hang out here for this hour and ensure that Ritora is safe. We nom on this bone for a lovely, happy hour. And at the end of the hour...
It's just like a happy dog just rolling around.
Yeah, she begins, like rolling around and incredibly playful.
Cute.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and at the end of the hour, you transform back on the ground, bone still in your mouth, just ha! And you see Ritora laying here on her back.
Welcome back.
Do you want the bone or you
Give me it back. No, I'm giving you my hand to stand back up.
I'll take your hand and
Cool. I'm gonna take your harness off.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm gonna keep it set and just put it back in my bag.
Yeah.
they're just tears running down Ritora's face.
Mm-hmm.
What did I miss?
We waited the hour, and the wild shape naturally concludes. Glenn helped her to stand up and removed the harness from her, and Ritora is standing here crying. Y'all are here.
Ritora? Are you okay? No?
I don't know how to answer that question.
A fair answer.
I am... I guess no. Nothing about this is okay.
May I see it?
You hold your hand out, and you see that trailing up your fingers, almost to the tip of your hand, are these black spraying lines. So, ink spots that stem around your fingers, going towards the tips of your fingers. And you can see that they begin to wrap around your fingers.
Almost like, they look like roots,
Yeah.
almost.
Mm-hmm.
Has it traveled any further down?
It's just around the
Or it
edge.
stays right here?
Yeah, it's around the edge of the palm.
So I was thinking over this past hour.
Mm-hmm.
That could be dangerous.
Indeed. Adrian had a tattoo of... Oh shit, I didn't see the tattoo.
Of what?
The Ankh on Naivara's leg.
Correct, you did not.
Never mind then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think. No.
Because I don't imagine that would have come up for one of you guys to tell me about it.
No, I mean, Don just said she has a lot of tattoos on her. He did not say what,
Right.
and he did not correlate that for anyone, so that is in the ether.
God damn
I like that
John.
one. Satisfying.
Adrian had a tattoo of an Ankh, as well as a defiled or a black claw. The monks that attacked us, if I remember correctly, also had tattoos.
You mean the two brothers? I mean, yeah, they had religious symbols on them. You didn't really see them very well, though.
Right. I wonder if perhaps the tattoos are in some way giving them abilities or granting them a special type of prowess.
It is a very interesting thought. Now that you mention it, Naivara did have some interesting ones herself.
It is perhaps related to things she has seen.
Perhaps.
Perhaps the scales are related to the amount of times that she has seen some sort of destiny. A counter of some kind.
Maybe. I just wonder if... Correct me if I'm wrong, when we were fighting the brothers, their tattoos did, like, glow, right? Like, we had some indication...
Chakram glowed.
That's what it was, okay.
Oh man, I was about to say that's baller.
You said that Adrian had an Ankh tattoo, correct?
Yes, he had one on his bicep.
Did it have an eye in it, perhaps?
It did not, no.
Interesting.
She does work in a place called the Cursed Eye. We have seen several cursed eyes in our time together. A
Didn't
very
I-
short time.
Did Naivara also have a Ankh tattoo?
She did on her leg with an eye in it. And she works at a place called the Cursed Eye. Adrian had a cursed eye. The hags have cursed eyes. Lot of eyes watching us, Nesgrim.
Felix's eyes are cursed.
Felix's
See,
eyes.
I made a joke.
I'll laugh a little
He's a
bit.
good boy.
It's very good, Vorst.
I didn't like
Good
it.
one.
I don't like jokes. They're not for me.
Understandable.
Yes, I wonder if somehow the tattoos are granting them abilities. I don't think it would necessarily be, for example, with Adrian, where the tattoo is granting him the ability to be a Revia. We know that to not be the case unless you have tattoos.
I do not.
Right, so
Bare-skinned.
Perhaps they are to hide something.
You mean cover something?
Yes.
Interesting thought. Yeah, I do wonder if them both having an Ankh tattoo is not necessarily a tattoo of dedication, but more a tattoo for a purpose, I guess is what I'm getting at.
Do we know if she ever traveled into the cathedral, or if she
Who?
studied with Adrian?
Naivara?
Yes.
No one knows. No one asked.
It's something to consider. It's nothing we can definitively prove right now, but
Definitely not something you would want to ask so soon after his passing, too, as to
right, the less questions
leave the
we
trail furthest away from him.
the less questions we raise about Adrian, the better.
Something we could perhaps.
Bless you.
It's a regular sneeze. Holy shit.
Did it!
Mm-hmm.
It hurts!
What did you do?
I felt my shoulder pop.
D4 sneeze damage.
So we know that Naivara is the seer, right? That's something that she.
We don't know that.
We don't know
Shields.
that.
Yeah,
it was
I
heavily
thought
implied.
assume that.
Yeah. Okay.
Or what
So
was said.
if we assume that Naivara is the seer,
Don't say it out loud.
okay. If Naivara is the,
Mm-hmm.
I wonder
That seems to mean a lot of things in
It
this
does.
circle.
who is, and I symbolize writing for Naivara. If Iris is older,
I thought it was Iris.
Iris being older does not necessarily.
I
What-
don't know if she
she said it
is that for Naivara though.
Is Naivara human?
Naivara is a half elf.
Half elf.
Hold on.
Half elf.
No, let me check.
Didn't she say she was the scribe?
Iris did, yeah.
Yeah, Iris did.
Yeah.
What?
but
said-
not for who.
Yeah, Iris said that she
Yeah.
was a scribe, but
Oh,
she
yeah.
didn't say who she was. She can't give out that information.
Right.
And Iris is also an elf.
Yes.
She's an elf.
Full elf, not half elf.
She's
Okay.
ancient too.
Who?
Iris.
Iris is very old. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
You don't know Naivara's age?
Is Naivara is half elf?
No, full
Full
elf.
elf.
Full
Full
elf.
elf.
Gotcha.
Okay. And she said that she wrote down the prophecy 40 years ago?
30.
30.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So it's well within the time frame that she
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perhaps Naivara fills that role.
I think so. I think perhaps we need to speak with Iris or Luna or Faye.
First, we should. I think we should still speak with Seraphina.
Suppose it probably will not hurt. We need more information before we attempt to solve what this is and save Ritora.
I agree. And perhaps when we're done with Seraphina, we can check in with Christian once more and see how he made out with that dagger.
Sounds good.
If what Naivara said is true, it's possible we'll have to be making some expeditions, and it may be better for my armor to be in order first. I already have a hard time staying on my feet as it is.
True.
I'd like to not make it any easier.
Completely agree.
Mm-hmm.
To Seraphina's then.
Cool. Anyone know where Seraphina is? Is she on your list of shops, Don? Or you, Glenn?
we
I'm gonna guess no. But
I thought you guys knew.
Nope.
Oh well.
That's just our
Yeah, you have
walk
the
until we
note.
find
Doesn't
it.
tell you where it is, though. Just says Seraphina's finest.
well maybe we can earn a few gold
Could
while we're there.
just ask a guard.
Could.
I do not.
So there's no address on the
Nope.
Perhaps we could ask Luna. Maybe she would know.
If she is at the tavern.
I think we'd be better off asking Luna than a guard. We don't know what type of reputation Seraphina has. Perhaps it's best we don't associate ourselves with her too soon.
It is quite
She-
possible that Luna might be out on town, but we could check.
Seraphina does own a shop here, and I sold literal bones. I don't think the guards would question if I asked the location of a shop of an apothecary.
Perhaps.
They generally left me alone when I walked through town, literally carrying handfuls and bagfuls of bones from out on my trips. I do not think it would shock them for me to ask,
That's fair.
as a fellow shop owner.
That's fair. Right. Well, I suppose let's go find a guard then.
Yes, we should go together, but let me approach.
I will let you
Solo.
do all of the talking.
Just don't go near them at all.
I won't.
Just stay back with the rest of the group. I will walk up alone and speak to them.
Cool.
Pulling that hood all the way up.
Mm-hmm.
Me as well, as we walk out. Hide my hair.
Mm-hmm.
No hood here. Let's go.
I just kind of look. I don't think I'm even trying at this point. I look defeated,
Mm-hmm.
just dragging my feet through the snow.
Mm-hmm.
Frazzled hair just everywhere.
I think I fixed it since then, but
So the five of us step outside of the carriage of curiosities.
Mm-hmm.
We're back out onto the street. I would say that, Don, you would know that your best bet is southwest of you at the corner of the walls
Okay.
are the areas in which there is the portcullis towards the guard tower that exists there at the front. You know that there's always a guard in front of the portcullis.
Okay. Yeah, we'll head there, and then when we get close enough, I'll walk up solo.
Sure.
Do I know this guard?
Time of day is it? Noon? Yeah. Yes. You know this man's name is Frederick.
Okay.
So he's about 6-ish foot, early 30s, short brown hair. You know that he's pretty amicable, pretty friendly.
Sure. Yeah, I'll walk up to him. Good afternoon, Frederick.
Hello again.
Ether.
All right.
Quick question for you. Do you happen to know where Seraphina's finest shop is? We have heard things about it and wish to visit.
I'm surprised you don't know. Not far from here. West end of Thieves Alley.
Thank you kindly.
By the wall.
Thank you.
Of course.
Have a wonderful day.
Uh-huh. Have a good day.
You as well.
Yeah.
Walk back to the... I'm very concerned.
It's fine.
I'm sure. I'll walk back
It's
to
totally
the,
fine.
It's totally fine.
It's totally fine.
Yeah, I'll walk back to the group.
Yeah, he watches you as you return back to your friends.
This way, friends.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'll follow you.
Yes. I'll lead us to Thieves' Alley.
Cool. As you're walking back and he watches you, the other 4 of you make perception checks, please.
Goodbye, dice.
Oh, it's a nat 1.
Oh, you're blind, Paul.
Snow gets in your eyes. Ether's just so handsome.
It's starting to freeze.
You know, I throw my hair back.
This might be my highest roll of Oshuamp yet. It's 22.
Oh, same.
12.
12, 22,
Yeah.
22, 12. I'm going to say that the 2 of you notice that this man, after Ether comes up and talks to him, he looks over in your general direction as Ether returns to you all. Just kind of looks curiously at everyone, and then turns back towards the portcullis and reaches inside and pulls the lever. And you watch as the gate ascends, and he steps inside and pulls the lever, and Ether returns to you as the portcullis descends.
Where is this?
Southwest corner of the area, in which there is, again, kind of like a rampart. There is a tower that is out there.
Would the portcullis rising and falling be audible to Ether as he was walking away?
Sure. I'd say it's loud enough where you would hear the chains. You just know that the portcullis opens.
Yeah, I don't think I would think anything of that.
Sure.
I didn't see him look at them or do anything.
Yeah. You turned and walked away. So, you rejoin your 4 friends.
Yep.
Ether, that man walked back behind the portcullis.
That a thing guards do frequently? Yeah. Okay.
He looked very interested in us as you were walking away.
Okay, everyone put your hoods up, please, and let's get to move on then. If you are being looked at,
I agree.
perhaps the best thing to do is to get out of here.
Yep. My hood was up after we walked out of your tent.
Mine wasn't.
Rutora puts her hood up. I'm assuming Felix does not.
I do not have a hood.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. 5 of you are standing here.
Come
Unless the cloak that I purchased was hooded.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah, then I would be able to put it up. Yep. The I believe it's wolf
Mhm.
wolf fur.
Mm-hmm. Nice and warm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's go.
Dad?
Is that you, Paul?
Paul.
Dead?
Yeah, so I mean, Don, you know that Thieves Alley is the street that's on the other side of the Quiet Night.
Yep.
Are you cutting through the alley, or are you going towards Guards Highway and walking at the center of the city, or the center of this district?
I'm gonna go through the alley, given that they just pointed out guards being just weird.
Cool.
I'm gonna check my pass.
And it's near my stuff. I walk over there all the time, so...
Cool. You guys are all cutting through these alleys. As you hit Beggar's Alley, you see that you are again in very close proximity to Quiet Night. Doesn't look like there's much foot traffic going in or out of it. Doesn't really sound like there's anything going on from inside of it. But I'll have the five of you as you're walking through these alleys and again traversing over. Make perception checks.
Oh, perception check. Fun.
Mm-hmm.
14.
Scared. Oh, shit. I'm bad at these. 10.
10.
10.
10.
18.
24.
Nice.
19 on the die, I know.
Cool.
I'm rolling hot tonight.
I will say that anybody who had rolled over a 14, you recognize as you're walking by that 3 buildings down from the Quiet Night is a rundown brick building that looks like it has sections inside of the brick that are missing. But you get the similar odor, and I'm guessing you're in close enough proximity you would smell the same fires of an anvil and of a forge lit. And as you're walking by in this distance, you see this rundown brick building that you can definitively discern is some sort of blacksmith. It's up to you guys if you would like to stop here, but I will say that it is something that you all do notice in your pass here.
You said if anybody that rolled above a 14?
14 and above.
Okay, cool. Would I know if this is the other blacksmith in the area? Because I do know the other one.
Do you know the name The Worn Edge? I believe so.
I think so. Yeah.
Cool.
Yes. Olug.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's right. Rundown brick and mortar building.
Yeah.
Exactly as described.
Dungeon Master.
It sounds like there may be a blacksmith here.
Yes, his name is Olug. He's a half-orc man.
Should we stop in and see if he can repair my armor?
Sure, I suppose you could leave it, at least talk to him.
Just while we're here, I mean,
Don't say anything offensive, Nesgrim, please.
I'll do my best.
His appearance is a bit jarring. He's a nice man, but a little loud.
That's fine. I've seen enough jarring things today. I doubt it'll be any more abrasive than what happened earlier when Retora bit me.
Sure, let's not talk
Another.
about that.
Another.
Sorry.
And I guess we're going in.
Yeah, you
I'm
guys
gonna
approach.
wait outside.
I think that that's for the best. Yeah, you guys, the other Paul, would you as well enter?
I don't know. Would I notice that Vorst stayed outside?
Yeah, I would think that he would politely stand
Yeah,
off to the side.
I would excuse myself. I'll wait out here.
How big is this place?
A little bit larger than this room. Maybe this room and the bathroom. So, I mean, everyone would be able to fit, but maybe...
I'll stand with Vorst.
I'll stand outside as well.
Mm-hmm. So, you go inside with Nesgrim?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, you see the familiar, quite tall half-orc man that you know is named Olug.
Good afternoon, Olug.
Hey there.
How are you today?
Not bad on the day.
Very good. I believe I might have a customer here for you. Need some armor repair done.
Appreciate it.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, I need my armor repaired.
He just said that.
Right. How much would it cost for the repair?
For the chainmail.
Correct.
To repair it,
Right.
7 gold.
That may be drastically more than I have.
Poor.
Yes, indeed.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry for wasting your time.
Not a waste, but when you get the gold, feel free to come back.
Do you need any favors or anything done, Olug?
Favors?
Anything we can help you with?
I mean, if you find anything could teach Olug, would appreciate.
Sure. I'll keep my eyes open for you, my friend.
Finished conversation.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
He said finish Nesgrim. Come on.
Let's go.
What is he, half orc Ron Swanson?
So while they were inside, I would do my best to avoid being in front of the window or the door in any way, shape, or fashion.
Yeah, I would say that you're, effectively a building over in the alley and you're fine.
But curiosity does get the better of me.
Sure. Would you like to peep in?
I would like to just real quick. I want to get a look at this guy.
Yeah, I mean, he's about 6'8", looks pretty young. He looks incredibly poor. Clothes are wrinkled, ripped, tattered, tan pants. His shirt itself has large marks where it looks as though they've been ripped like the sleeves to be able to, again, fashion tightly. It doesn't look like he really has many sets of clothes. This dude is not doing great, and he's got a ripped, kind of tattered, frayed gray apron over his chest and, his waist.
What's his skin tone?
It is a light, it's got a yellowish hue, so I guess a lime green, but it's got a little bit of a yellowish hue to it.
Did you say green?
I mean, yeah, it's definitively green. It's trying to think, in terms of the veins on these leaves, Glenn, the veins on the leaves we've got here, that really light lime green.
Yeah, like a chartreuse kind of green.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, you guys are obviously both going to be better with genuine color names
Is
than
that
I would.
different than you have gray for me? For what
I have a gray apron for you.
It says half orc man gray skinned.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, no, that's
Okay.
incorrect. Sorry.
Okay, it's green, lime green.
So as I watch Vorst peer in, I'm gonna just try to look over his shoulder.
Yeah,
Just taking a look at the orc.
Hmm?
Half orc.
Yeah. You get the same visual descriptions.
He's big.
Yes. I imagine we'd be back outside by this point.
Yeah, you guys
I would
step
have dipped
outside.
back out and
Yeah.
waited for them, but yeah.
He's looking for a bit more than I can afford to repair my armor.
How much did he ask?
7 gold. So perhaps Christian's my best bet. I hope he was able to repair the dagger or improve the dagger rather, in an efficient way.
You might just beat the shit out of your armor.
Perhaps.
We could try to earn some money.
7 gold is a lot of money.
Could always ask Arthur, especially when it comes to Christian. He must be paying him for a reason. I highly doubt he pays people without a reason. He does not seem the man to do that. He paid us, and there was definitively a reason. If he is paying Christian for the horrible things that we saw on the walls of his store, there must be something deeper there. Something that he is worth. Something that lets him think he is being mugged for 40 years.
I wonder if the reason Arthur pays him to stay open is so... What was the half-orc's name again?
Olag.
Olag.
Yeah.
Because he knows Olag charges a bit more and hopes to drive the poorer people to Christian to stop them from having effective equipment. Easier to maintain a potential issue if the subjects have less than optimal equipment.
But they would not be able to afford the equipment from Olag, and they would be worse off if that is his goal.
Correct.
So it would be better to not pay Christian then and have him close, and then people would not be able to afford things from Olag and would not have any armor. If his goal is to make people weaker, I do not think that is the wisest way to do it. We will
True.
check. I do think it is worth talking to Arthur. He knows a lot about the city, plus we may have met his ex-wife and know information about his son.
I
Maybe
agree.
he knows about his son, maybe he does not, but I think we need to talk to Serafina about Ritura first.
I agree.
Speaking of, this is the inn that you referred to?
What?
The Quiet Night.
Yes.
with
It
the
is.
child.
Correct.
It is. You know something of this inn?
It's an inn.
Mm-hmm.
Not
It
really,
is.
right? Yeah, I don't think I don't have anything in here really. Yeah. Fine building it is.
Indeed, it is.
Oh, I just want to. I'm gonna sniff around before we go anywhere. But
Okay. And then to Seraphina's, I suppose.
Yes, I think that's best.
Mm-hmm.
I know it is regular guard duty to change in shifts, but it still doesn't sit well with me from earlier.
It was definitely strange.
What doesn't?
The guard returning inside the portcullis after we had walked up and left.
Perhaps he had to use the restroom?
The little guard's room.
I suppose that's
Yes.
possible. I am no stranger to people staring at me, but I do feel watched.
It seems to be common in this city.
People pay attention to those that come and go. And
Was there a reason you stayed out of the shop?
I heard that he was a half-orc man. It's fresh wounds.
I understand.
I won't ask more.
I do wonder what role Arthur has to play in the city from a larger perspective.
It is quite interesting.
I feel as though he was probably not chosen by the people for that position. He may have been placed there, and if so, by whom and for why?
Does he hold political power in the city?
He referred to himself as the architect.
Is that not a career?
The Lady Heartwood held him in pretty high regard and as to his position.
Indeed.
I guess she was called the lady as well.
And anyone with that much gold, in this part of the city, I imagine is probably a powerful person.
Would that make him a lord?
Ah,
Yes, he is a landowner, it sounds like.
Developer of some kind.
I mean, he told you guys that he sells the buildings and he also has people
Yeah.
for hire.
While we're standing outside of the quiet night, right?
Hmm?
Yeah, I want to start sniffing. I'm looking for that specific funeral smell.
You do not get that odor.
Mm-hmm.
You get what smells like a kindling fireplace from inside, wafts out a little bit from the, base of the door. As you go around the perimeter of the building, I would say that you smell the same odors of the food is odorless. I would say that you get the same kind of smell that you would retrieve from a location that, again, would have inhabitants inside. So, I mean, to be gross, like, effectively body odors.
It smells
and,
like life.
Yeah.
It smells like a very inhabited place in which there are people that come and go quite quickly. Get the same kind of little bit of metallic odors of, blood and coin and things like that, but nothing that's incredibly jarring to you.
Mm-hmm. I only wanted to check just because we did, if I recall correctly, the information of this site and the child was relayed to Lady Heartwood, and I was curious as to if she would be snooping around.
Understandable.
That's fair.
Onward to Seraphina's then.
I think so.
That's where we go.
Yep.
Cool.
Let's go.
You lead them over to Thieves Alley and you go west, all the way down at the end of the street by the wall.
Hmm?
You can see that it's a small, about 22, 24 foot high stone tower. You can see that around the edge of it, there is a ascending spiral wooden staircase, and you can see that the door is at the top of the tower.
I hate that. Hate that a lot.
I love it.
Yeah, I really like it.
I-
I go first.
John, you like that's like my aesthetic.
I just don't like it because it looks like Adrian's.
Just want a house that looks
I
like
hate
that.
it.
Yeah, you can see
I
that
love
there's not like a door that's on the bottom here. You can see that there are, because again it's 22 feet high. You can see that there are definitively scattered windows that look like they are just composed of effectively empty holes within the stone. You can see that there are black curtains currently drawn on each of the windows.
Is this a tower that you could see like
As you're
from a
approaching it,
distance? Yeah.
yes, absolutely, it is sufficiently high.
So it's like a really obvious location in the district.
Similar to
Ether didn't know where it was.
Similar to Arthur's tower, except not on that side, right? Because he said his was a tower too, didn't he?
No, Arthur
No?
said he has like a manor.
Oh, I could have sworn he said. Okay, never mind.
No, he said he's in the northwest corner by the guard tower.
Got it.
He
That
has
was it.
a
Okay.
manor up there.
Got it.
And no, this building isn't similar to Adrian's. Adrian's wasn't like a tower.
No, I just meant the
Good
staircase.
Oh,
It's
I mean,
we're starting
his
at the
thing was
top.
like just a small set of
Yeah,
stairs,
his
like
was a typical storefront.
just like
Oh.
just like a
It's a
slight set of
tower.
like 3-4 set of stairs.
I
ascending
visualized
up.
this like going to a second floor and then going down. I must have just visualized.
No,
it
I mean
wrong
it's
then.
just like 4 or 5 steps. So I mean, again, the lower level
Okay.
was not like enormous.
Got it. Okay, makes sense.
Yeah, I definitely have a pep in my step when I see that it's a tower.
Hurrying on over.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
I'm still dragging my feet.
Yeah, I mean, we'll say that you guys take the moments and ascend the winding spiral staircase up towards the height of this grand light oak door that has 2 circular handles on the front of it. You can see that on the face of the door is what looks like the traditional mantle of like the gargoyle-esque ornament on the center of the door. You can see that there's a small knocker in the mouth.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I'll,
Thud, thud, thud. And then you hear a faint, sheepish, but female voice from inside. You may enter.
open. I guess you said the knobs are next to each other, so pulls?
Yeah, it pulls.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you pull the 2 doors open and you can see inside. It's a circular space, obviously, again, because it's a circular tower. You can see that it's only about 10-ish feet from end to end at the widest point of the circle in the center. And you can see that there is, along the back wall, as you can see the side of what begins a staircase descending, you can see that there is currently a woman standing with a basket in her, like, around her arm. And she turns to look at all of you. She is of slightly above average height, around like 5'7", 5'8"-ish. She looks very young. You can see that she has the little pointed ears of what you would associate with half-elves, where they still have elvish-looking ears, just not as definitive. And she has bright red hair that is currently into these 2 longer braided like pigtails that stem down the back of her head, kind of ending right above her shoulders. She has cream-colored long robes that, you know, again, kind of a little bit higher sit on her chest. They are red and yellow trimmed around the linings of the sleeves and around the center of the robe. Yeah, I mean, she looks like an average-built lady.
What color are her eyes?
Her eyes are hazel.
It's the smile.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Oh, yes, very welcome, all of you. How may I assist you on this very lovely morning?
We were sent to you by Naivara.
For a purpose, I'm presuming?
Of course, yes. We came to ask about procuring certain herbs and gems.
Well, I mean, I am capable of, I guess, directing you towards the herbs. I don't gather them myself.
Right. Vorst, I believe you had the list of herbs?
Nobody got them. We were like, fuck that, no.
Okay.
I don't know that she would have told us anyway.
I mean, she was very like, hey, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
I thought
And we were like, no.
I thought she did tell us.
She told you that they can be found in the areas near us.
Oh,
that she
gave-
can be found in
None
the
of you
Fellwood.
asked for the specifics.
They can be found in areas of the Fellwood. They can be found in the mines. And Seraphina
Yeah,
would
that's
be
what
able
she said.
to discern for us if we talked about the right thing. She would be able to give us the information about the herbs. So, you know,
Oops.
she kind of told you the areas in which the gems could be found and told you that the herbs probably are going to be found in the same context. But no, it was not like specific details were gifted about those things.
Herbs and gems required for a cleansing ritual.
Shut the door. We're going to have to go downstairs.
Shut the door.
And
Okay.
She walks right over to the descending staircase and just begins to take, quiet, methodical footsteps down and disappears from your sight. You can see that up here there are simply just kind of how we have on sconces, these lanterns that are hanging, that are currently illuminated. The area inside, again, is a nice dark wood floor, and it looks as though these stairs descending down are well constructed. This looks like a pretty nice place.
Is it bright in here?
It's bright enough because of the quantity of lanterns, so yes.
I will follow.
Yep. I'm going.
Yeah, follow her down.
Yeah. You follow her down a long, winding, descending staircase. You can see that inside you pass by another floor, in which that floor is occupied primarily with coat racks and other, again, hooks and sconces on the wall, in which it's still well illuminated. You can see it looks as though this is her personal quarter almost. This is the indication that she does definitively live here. And she takes you down to the lowest level. So this is 3 levels. And as she reaches the bottom, you can see that you land and find yourself in an area in which there are shelves, just like how we have here. These curved dark wood shelves hanging from hooks on the walls. So how we have the lanterns, you can see that the shelves are hooked down where they've got small chain links, and they're currently precariously but well fixed. Just moving slightly, and there are potion bottles on them. You can see that there's a little bit of a lip at the edge of each shelf to ensure that nothing falls and tips over. She walks over into the center of this room and kind of just puts her hands together. You're inquiring about some kind of cleansing ritual, yes, then?
What does the floor look like?
The floor here looks like it's, again, the long, dark wood. You can see that
Long,
the
dark
walls are like, the same kind of stone pattern that we have on the lower half of the tavern.
Nothing
Okay.
painted on the floor.
Nothing painted on the floor now. I'm not gonna walk you into another ritual basement.
Not again.
Gotta go.
What, a third time?
Right? Shucks.
It'll be on the ceiling next
Yeah.
time. Ah!
Yes, that's correct.
What of it?
Naivara said you may know where to procure the herbs and gems for the ritual.
Naivara would know where the gems are. I would know where the herbs are.
Right, the herbs specifically, I apologize.
Okay.
Would you mind telling us where they are and where they can be found?
She
It
made
is-
a mention of the lakes by the Fellwood, in and around.
And
Would
the
you know
mountain
what-
ranges.
What exactly, which ones she would be talking about or referring to?
I mean, I don't really know you folks. This is quite a suspicious thing to be entering my shop for the first time and asking about.
I see how this could be very jarring, and I absolutely forgot my manners. I was trained better than that. My name is Vorst. I come from Growlers, taught by Luna and Faye, sent to Naivara via Iris.
All right. Oh, well, I mean, I guess it is, I suppose, nice to meet you. Not the nicest,
I
but, you know.
I apologize.
It's a bit of a strange city after all, so
I did not introduce myself either. I am Nesgrim.
Pleasure to meet you, sir.
You as well.
My name is Ether.
Pleasure, sir.
I will pull down my hood and approach her.
Hmm?
Extend my hand. Felix.
Not many like you I've seen before, sir, but, she extends her hand and shakes your hands lightly.
Mhm.
Not many like you I've ever seen. In fact, none, but alright. Again, very, very strange city, but nothing to think of it. And,
Ritora.
pleasure to meet you as well, dear. But this is, very strange, as I said, to enter and immediately try to open a discussion about a cleansing ritual, especially one that Naivara nor I have ever actually performed.
I understand. Time is of the essence. We do have a deadline that we're...
I would assume if you need a cleansing ritual, then there would indeed be some kind of deadline for someone here.
Right, correct.
Who is affected or afflicted by whatever this might be?
Would you like to guess?
I mean, you definitely look strange, sir, but I don't think that it is something that you would be recently dealing with and be so calm about it. You don't seem bothered by the way you look, so I don't think it's you. This man doesn't look very strange to me, and Vorst, as you said, seemed like a, as you said, well-trained young man. A good boy. Good boy. And you're elderly or something? Are you all right?
I'm fine.
Do you know where you are?
Yes, I'm in your shop.
All right.
I can still swing a sword.
Again, no offense, sir. I know many old men of your age who need some potions to assist in their vitality and virility.
And with age comes wisdom, correct?
Thank you, Paul.
4 hours, Nesker, remember. Call a doctor.
Call a Corin. Corin, you gotta help me.
With age comes wisdom, though,
I think
right?
it's undead. It's risen from the grave.
My ascension! It's happening!
Why did I take a drink at the moment you said that? Oh. Help me! Oh my god.
What's up? What's up?
Yeah, right?
Boy.
Oh, it hurts.
But, I assume then the lady who seems quite disturbed, possibly? Something could have upset you?
You would be correct.
All right.
Take a step away from Nesgrim.
Mm-hmm.
There it is.
Oh my god.
There it is.
What
There
was
we
that?
go.
DJ sneeze.
That was a dad level sneeze, man.
Thank you.
You'd think I had kids.
Can we get some hypes in the chat, please, for that one?
Thanks, Astrid.
Thank you. Yeah. If we ever get sponsored, we're good.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just.
Well, that is, I don't think,
Proof line here.
well, I think that the potion that I would be able to make would assist. It should extract this stain. In theory, Naivara and I have discussed the principles of it, and the theory has been reviewed by Iris and Faye, scholars.
Mm-hmm.
quite well versed in the runes that would be utilized in the magic circle. Again, not a procedure that any of us have done, but extraction of something so deeply embedded into the soul does not come easy.
We were told there would be a price to pay.
Yes,
Not just my price, but
no, in
price of
theory,
others.
the individuals who assist in the ritual, there is something that they give up as well, in theory. Equivalent necessary power to draw out such a marking, surrendering something of themselves.
What would we surrender?
I cannot tell you definitively, but are each of you capable of magic?
I am.
I am.
I am.
yeah, well,
She's gonna look at you then as well, Felix.
I am, but I will not take part.
Well, then you are at least fortunate to have 3 willing friends, it seems. You
we
would
have
need
another. I'm sure he would help.
4 is almost there, but you would need to find a 5th willing to make such a sacrifice. Abandoning some fragment of their power.
I am still reluctant to ask my friends to do that for me.
Well, if you do not, I'm afraid you'll surrender all of you in turn then instead. But I don't know what that looks like. I've never seen a mark like that, and curious though.
Is there no other way?
Hmm.
We have discussed several other ways.
The 2 alternatives are to kill whatever being made the connection, or to kill Ritora.
Neither of which seems like a viable option.
No, one of them is a very last resort. Felix, I understand your reservations. However, Ritora's been very protecting of all of us. I think it's in our best interest to return the favor for her now.
I simply shake my head. Ritora has mentioned she is old. To her, I am but a child.
This is true.
I will not give a piece of myself for someone who has lived much longer than myself.
I suppose that's fair, but when this brand takes over, we do not know how Ritora's demeanor may change after. It's possible you won't live past her transformation.
That's... There is a way out of that. There's also another option, presumably, at least as far as Iris said, of fulfilling whatever this contract is.
I can't imagine the contract is a good thing.
I do not know what it is. I have no clue what it is.
And
The only way to find out is to attempt to get in contact with the one who I made the contract with.
Serafina, are you aware of a way to perhaps contact whatever being left the mark?
No,
Okay.
I do not know what this thing is at all. I mean, as eager as I am to assist you, there are only the things that I know how to do that I can do for you.
I understand.
Forgive me, I am a mere alchemist, and I could make you the potions that would assist you in the journey of extracting this force, but beyond this, I sadly can't make a recommendation.
Well, the potion is another option. It's not one we had previously.
It's the same option as
That
the
is the
ritual.
option.
The potion is part of the ritual.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Is it possible for one to give more than one piece of themselves to complete the ritual?
Yes,
Would that fill in for the fifth person?
yes, there are those who would be willing to accept the surrendering of additional pieces if needed. Don't see why that wouldn't work.
Could also run the risk of it being passed,
True.
and that
Um,
person being affected fully.
Well, Ritora, I suppose...
The extraction is a sealing as well,
Good.
hence the need for the gems.
I suppose...
Part are to disperse and part are to seal,
Gotcha.
effectively offering it an inanimate host. Requires a bit of trickery on our part, and some of the magics are for that purpose.
I suppose we got into this mess together. And you took the mark for me. It's only right that I give more to get it off you.
I can't ask that of everyone.
You don't have to ask it of everyone.
I
Then
don't.
you're not asking it of me. I'm offering it to you. Had you not taken that dagger in my stead, we would not be in this position. Well, I suppose we would, but it would be me standing where you are.
I offer a piece of myself to you. I do not wish for you to be lost. You are my friend. I have lost others that I have cared about, unable to save them, and I will not stand idly by and watch as you are unable to be saved. If there is a way I can help you, I will help you.
I agree.
I will tell you where the herbs could be found. But again, you will have an arduous journey ahead of you. These are not things that are typically kept in stores.
I will pull out my notebook.
Mhm.
Please do tell.
There are 5 ingredients that I will require, and I need 4 ounces of each of these to be able to make the poultice for the girl. The first being black root, one word, found in cavernous areas, typically on the eastern edge of the Fellwood, ones that wind into the mountains. They are soft, almost brittle. Be very careful as you acquire them. Broken is not the best. I need to stew them. Blood purge.
Blood purge.
Yep, one word again. A large, long green leaf with what looks like thin white spots adorning the leaf. They grow near frozen lakes. I recommend looking near either Fisher's Depths, outside of the city, or the place they call Hunter's Folly, to the east of the Fellwood.
Is that where Yalumo?
Not that one.
Uh-huh. I require fragments of silver bark. Again, one word. Tall, old trees. North of the Fellwood. It'll take you a few days to reach. In an area now known as the Plaklaus. Plauklaus.
Santa?
No.
Yeah, I don't think so.
That wouldn't happen to be Orcish, would it?
I'm gonna send it to you in 1 second.
Fucking orcish, really.
Ah, yes, Papa Klaus.
Oof.
So many documents.
Papa Claus. Papa, can you hear me?
Papa, can you see me?
No.
Yes,
No.
yes, you can.
Papa, I can see you.
Can you see me?
Let me in.
Spellbane. Again, one word. Can also be found in caves and cavernous areas. A small, three-pointed gray flower, serrated along the edges. Be careful as you pluck it. It is known to drain magic.
Should we wear gloves while plucking it?
Would be helpful. Or could wrap it in cloth. And I require the sap of Taurus trees. Turis. Taurus. Thick, hearty, old woods.
Hey, Nesgrim.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Did you give that some of your potion?
It has great, puffy, white leaves, like dandelions. Do not take the leaves. And do not ingest them. The leaves are poisonous. But they are sturdy and resistant to the elements. And I require their sap.
Where are they?
They grow amidst the mountains to the east. Farther than the Fellwood would take you. They are typically scattered inside of the mountains. They reside on steppes or plateaus. It's time to go climbing, Felix.
No!
What's wrong with climbing?
Tell me your athletics.
Everything.
And
Would
is
that
there
be near the Felfar?
Felfarthen?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
is there anything you would require while we were out? Anything you would like us to bring back for you aside from the herbs for the ritual? Is there anything you're in need of?
you could bring me back extra of Spellbane. And should you find the Turris trees, you could carefully procure me some of the leaves. As I said, don't touch and do not ingest. I've got some experiments in mind with them.
Okay. How many of each of those would you like? 4 ounces as well, or?
That sounds lovely.
What kind
Of the Spellbane and the Turris?
of experiments?
Oh, there are some who have magic that we feel do not deserve it. And we're curious to see if we can take it away.
We?
Yes.
And I'll just kind of gesture. Who is we?
Oh, I think I could tell you that a different day.
I understand.
You do
Hold
need
on.
to know the gems, though, friends, and I believe that, well, only Naivara truly understands that.
We'll have to talk to her again.
Yes. Perhaps not today. She seemed to be having a bad day. Perhaps tomorrow.
Is there?
She's having a bad day?
She was in quite a state
Oh.
when we saw her.
Oh, forgive me. And she takes a few steps over to a shelf and pulls off a very small little green vial.
Mhm.
1 dose.
That'll help her.
Yes, of course.
Who does she hand it to?
I mean, you were the one talking, so I would hand it to Nesgrim. Yes, 1 dose. Curious that she didn't send a messenger to me to let me know.
She had been drinking.
She was
some-
rather sedate when we found her last.
She was drinking. I still have the water
I
skin
have
of the
it.
wine.
Yeah.
She was.
She's drinking whatever this.
Offered
is.
it to her.
Yeah.
She opens it. Just, oh. Yes. Don't drink that. It seems as though she was, uncontrollable. This will assist, and she points at the green vial that she handed with Nesgrim. That will assist, restoring, some of the fuzziness, clearing it, abating it. But when Naivara is uncontrollable, you'll really know. It's a bit obvious.
Good to know.
Thank you.
Yes,
Just
Now-
gonna gesture to her.
oh, that's when she's in a fun mood. She's being playful.
Hmm.
Ah,
Yes,
do you know her well?
good friend.
She did freak out a bit when she spilled something and said there was an accident, but then said that there are no accidents.
Yes, Naivara's got a very, very troubled past. I've only known her the few years I've been in Oshuamp, but, I guess you could say that we get along very well in our kindred spirits in the things that we enjoy. And, well, I've done my best to assist in her maintenance.
You said 1 dose. How much is 1 dose? Like,
The vial.
oh, the whole vial.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like about 2 ounces of liquid.
Okay.
All right. Well, I think.
Real quick, what do you know of, just to give a little bit more insight as to what is currently afflicting our friend here, what do you know of bloodberries?
Bloodberries? Oh my. Well, the education that I've received about them is twofold. The first being traditional education, proposing that they are used to assist in cleansings of the blood, a healing agent in most cases, many of them do grow in darker, unfortunate areas of the world. Natural death produces satisfactory bloodberries, ones that don't promote harm. However, bloodberries manifested from murderous intent may be so stained. And instead of cleansing, as though you steal a life, what is stolen can be imbibed, taken.
Tainted by the act.
Perhaps part of the theory is that notion, yes.
Compared to a willing sacrifice, I suppose. Would that qualify as not a murderous intent if the person was willing?
I don't know. I don't think I've come across that in my study, sir. I'm not really well versed on sacrifices.
Of course.
You said your knowledge was twofold.
Yes.
One of this, what's the other?
The second is in what... Well, when Naivara and I have shared a drink, and her memories begin to return, she talks of other uses of these berries. Things that were done to her. Marks in the flesh. Residual. Things that reside within her.
Like what? Types of marks?
The tattoos on her flesh. Inscriptions. They are... administered not always with the will of the victim in mind.
The victim being the one getting the tattoo.
Yes.
Forgive me. Do you mean that the other use or ingestion or whatever it is that is done causes tattoos?
Not causes, that the bloodberries are used to form a permanent type of ink.
Ah.
Inks that cannot be removed.
Like a brand?
Perhaps. I like to consider them recorded memory. So this way the person who has had it cannot forget. And this way, those who want the memories retained always can find their seer. And again recount what that person witnessed.
So those with those types of tattoos would be scribes then?
No, seers.
They would be seers.
Correct.
Understood.
Yeah.
So I was kind of right.
Yeah, we were kind of right about that.
Yeah.
And this is why Iris retired from her position inside of the sanctum, and why she so pities and cares for Naivara now.
Because Naivara was once a seer.
Because Iris was her scribe, and it was Iris's quill. And she gestures towards her arms.
That's fucking brutal.
Right?
That's fucking wild.
So scribed on her good friend.
What do the dragon scale tattoos mean?
I would assume it is related to what Naivara has seen on nights where she and I have shared a drink. She's shared a terrifying memory of her time in the inner sanctum.
She did react. I don't know the word. Oddly, when dragons were brought up.
I would assume quite timidly, even in the times where she and I have gotten a bit rowdy. She has.
What's their location? Oh God,
I
DJ.
need just like a squirt bottle. No,
We really need to get one.
Oh my god.
stop it.
It's like a fucking air compressor just blasting every so often.
She has shared terrifying memories. And not all of them are ones that she has been able to retrieve. Some are, well, locked away. Quite literally.
Did the tattoos act as also a block?
No.
Could they prevent someone from remembering?
No, there was a memory that Naivara was able to plunder as she fled.
Plunder.
Yes. You
That-
see,
Suggest she took it without permission?
yes. Again, Naivara is quite hidden. Not her real name, nor her real appearance.
The name is false.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very good false name.
What is her real name?
I cannot share that, sir.
Understood.
Not now. There are things that need to remain hidden and their discretion maintained, so this way people inside of the city don't know who she actually is.
It's understandable.
Of
However,
course.
even with changing her appearance, we are not able to change the
The
markings.
tattoos.
Correct. That's why it matters. That's
they're
literally why they
permanent, yeah.
blood bury them, so this way, even if you shape change, you can't fucking hide them. That's why she's always fucking covered.
That's why Adrian was always covered.
Mm-hmm. Hello, Sarah.
You never saw Delawin's skin, did you?
What a fucking question.
Check it out.
Yeah, you know, we went swimming. Like,
I don't mean did you go skinny dipping with the man?
Yes, the
But
old
did he ever
Edith Wood
take his
swim
clothes?
competition.
Did he ever get naked in front of you?
Did he ever like take his cloak off when it was a hot day or anything? Like,
Oh boy, all this magic casting's really got me worked up.
Just ripped his shit.
I understand the
Just
reaction.
Brad Pitt Fight Club body.
I understand the reaction, but I was asking that in the most innocent way possible.
John.
I mean, I would say that you've seen like his arms and things like that, and his, you know, you've never seen tattoos on the man.
Just saying.
I did say the name again.
Mm-hmm. Make the wisdom save, Sarah.
Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Forgot.
I should have grabbed it before it stopped. That's another 15.
You say the name Delawin once more, and
I'm gonna erase that name from my memory.
Sarah,
Yeah.
as you are standing here and you hear Nesgrim say the name, your eyes are drawn away from Seraphina quickly and dart over to Nesgrim and an impulse when he says the name, and you see these hands on the back of Nesgrim's shoulders, tightly gripping, and behind his face, you see the skull of a white wolf protruding out, tarnished, burnt, rotting flesh, extending out with points over, and these light green eyes staring at you from behind these concave areas where they loom over the eye socket. And this face just looks at you and turns.
Is it like my height?
It looks like it's actually about Nesgrim's height.
Nesgrim's
It looks
height.
like it's a little bit taller, where it's over his shoulder, just right next to him, to where the skull protrudes out. And you see this face turn towards the side of Nesgrim's face. And you watch as the jaws of the white wolf begin to stretch open
I don't watch anything. I launch myself over Nesgrim's shoulder
at this
and
figure.
try to grab this. Yeah, I'm attacking this thing.
I'm gonna back up as quickly as possible so she cannot make contact with me.
Make an attack roll. Make a dexterity saving throw.
I'm not looking at you. I'm looking over your shoulder. And it's like an unarmed attack.
Mm-hmm.
It's not good. It's 6.
That's a 6.
Nat 20. I am being rewarded for my hubris.
You look over in his direction as you see this thing, and you watch this face shaking and turn. And you just see these jowls begin to open of this skeletal structure, as though it's going to consume the head of your friend Nesgrim. And you launch yourself forward at this. And you lean back away. And you grab this skull. And the 4 of you watch Ritora disappear from your sight. And we're going to end there.
Oh my god!
It is leap, puff of gone.
So there's no,
In the
there is no puff. It's just
It's just gone.
as if going to somewhere else.
Oh my god.
Welcome me.
Well, see you guys Friday.
Yeah, insert
Are
Benny
you
Hill music
sure
here.
you want to give up a piece of yourself? Are you sure?
I don't think it matters anymore.
Friends, thank you very much for watching. We'll see you on Friday for a fireside chat at 7 o'clock. And then we'll be back Sunday at 5 for the Veiled Force of Orvigo. Appreciate the follow and the resub tonight. Thank you so much. If you're new here, make sure you follow so you can find us again. We stream D&D 2 to 3 times a week. It'll be 3 times a week starting next week. Yeah, thank you guys very much. I hope you enjoyed. Good night, friends.
Bye, friends.
Right.
Bye, everyone.